as you know, if all things go according to plan, you're going to be my first guest on the Jimmy Kimmel Show. And by the time people hear this, it'll already have happened. So I'm going to apologize ahead of time for my awkwardness, deer in the headlight look, my jokes
messy
that didn't
hair,
work.
ill-fitting suit.
How do you stop the hair people there? I mean, because you don't want to get TV hair. You know, if you go to a studio and your hair looks like kind of bed hair, cool, all the girls like it. By the time you get on the set, you have TV hair. Like you've never combed it like that. I was doing a thing recently and the hair person snuck up behind me with goop in her hands behind me and just went all over my head and pulling my hair back with all this goop. And I said, I spent 7 hours on that mopped up.
To make it look tousled and thrown together like Owen Wilson.
Yeah.
Hey, how's it going?
Yeah, we could go to Argentina and surf, I love Owen.
That is a good Owen. Owen's great. Dude, that guy lives a fun life. We're here to talk about John Mulaney, though. But I will tell you, Dana, that on Kimmel, we're going to have some laughs. I might even say this. Listen to this. This is a real story. I had a mosquito in my house last night.
A mosquito? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, mosquito. Okay. And so Dana's baffled. I said mosquito. And
okay, go ahead.
I don't know how to talk. So this guy comes in, and I think he brought some reinforcements because it was 2 nights in a row. And they get in your ear. It's like, once I hear that, I have to get up. I go, okay, break's over. Middle of the night, got to kill it. But now there's no way to win because I got the Raid and everything. So now what I do is I spray my whole body with Raid, and then I just lay down. I set a trap. So now they come. They think they're going to have
toxic.
So smart. Yeah, they come and they go, and then they go, ooh, I got a bad batch. Did you guys have blood earlier? And then they like rubbing their eyes going, why do I feel so shitty? And then they croak. And right before they die, they look at me and they go, it was a trick. And then I have to go to the hospital too. But I
love bits where insects can talk.
Yeah, that's great. Everybody talks in my act. So I got that going for me. Dana, John Mulaney.
Dana, okay, I want to dovetail from my little thing I just saw into John Mulaney because you and he are seeking out stories, and you're really aware as you navigate the universe if like that could be an interesting story extrapolated. So I pulled up to this place. I saw a woman with her dog. The dog went poopy on the lawn. Mm-hmm. The woman picked it up with a glove and then sniffed it. Just what I saw. Now, Mulaney, to his ability, that could be 20 minutes. He might do 20,
I was walking down the street today.
What else is she sniffing? I mean, Mulaney writes this shit out of his bits in the best way. His stories are great.
I think it's that old school Seinfeld thing where Seinfeld was saying the other day, like there's comics that do phrasing and words and just the way things are written and the structure, which I love. I don't know if I'm that good at it, but I love it. And then there's bigger comics that are playing broader, like you see, even a Carrot Top, I still laugh at. There's prop comics I still laugh at. Guitar acts, I laugh at.
Yeah.
So it's just, he was saying he's almost jealous that they do something so different. I feel the same way. I don't look down on them. I think they're a crack up. But Mulaney is such a pure, great written comic and these stories. I wish my next special was just 5 stories. I love to just find some tent poles in a story that's 5 minutes long and have blah, blah, blah. Keep them entertained. It's not really thought out. You're actually just telling stories in real life. And then one day you go, oh, that actually might be something for my set, Well,
it gets it away from doing a bit, because sometimes you just have to make fun of the fact that you're doing this prepared little bit. But if you are telling a story that starts from a truthful place, Mulaney is very good. He's got the Seinfeld writing, really deeply, a lot of punchlines, little punchlines, big punchlines, throwaway punchlines. And then he also does, he moves a lot, and he does little act outs and little impressions. So he's a dynamite performer. He's like you, David.
And he's selling out some big rooms on the road. And I told him I was checking out his list going, God damn, dude, I know these places. They're huge. So it's a treat to talk to him. We're lucky to have him. We're going to have some
humble,
big
nice
laughs
guy,
with him. Yeah.
And really, really smart. And We just talk all about his life and everything that's going on, and it's very enjoyable, hopefully, for our fleas, our flies, our flyers.
Okay, fleas, here you go. John Mulaney.
Oh, no, I understand. I love by the way, I love the show. I've listened to every episode. Even Judd's.
Even Judd's. Interesting. He wasn't even on SNL, but it was fine.
But he's discovered so many movie stars from it.
Yes. He is somebody who just gets stuff done. Like if you call him with an idea, he does have that engine. Let's just make it. Let's do it. You know, I don't know if you don't need to get anything from him, right?
So we reached a point in our friendship where it was kind of clear I wasn't going to try to write a movie for him. You know, there's like everyone my generation was in a stable where he just kind of, I think without even holding deals or money, he just had so many people like myself, Key and Peele, the Lucas brothers, all Bill Hader, Simon Rich, all these people had a movie deal with Judd. And I would kind of watch it and be like, wow, everyone from SNL on their summer break writes 100 drafts of a Judd movie. And he doesn't make them. He makes one movie every 2-3 years. So if he's making Trainwreck, that means it's like all these people I know who's like, you know, thing is passed over. So as soon as he and I had some weird unsaid understanding that I was never going to write a movie for him, we became a lot closer because then we could just talk about stand-up. We're talking about Judd Apatow, David.
Yeah, he does seem to, whenever there's a shiny object that emerges on the scene, it seems like Judd is there. He's recognizing it early.
It's funny to me when he like, people go like, Judd has an eye for talent. It's like, well, they're on SNL, you know.
It's not rocket science.
It is kind of not rocket science.
I had a spectacular accidental set at the Improv once, and Carol Leifer, I think, contacted Judd and saying it's different now. So then he started emailing me and stuff. I go, I'm almost dead. I mean, there's nothing left here. But anyway, he's affable. You know, we did the podcast in person with him. It was kind of nice, actually.
That is nice, yeah.
Yeah.
Now I saw John. Just so the people know, I don't know John very well at all, but I obviously think you're funny. And so here's my microphone.
said so businesslike.
I would say that your stand-up is really starting to come into its own. You've got that thing figured out
in the last week.
Yeah. Over the weekend.
I was eating it. I was bombing so hard till last week. Finally.
Can I just say the first time I met John, because it really made me laugh. So I'm hosting the show. I go in a little room. It's Bill Hader and John. And I didn't know them. They didn't know me. Like, what do you want to do? You know, and I didn't know. I thought people might say a Wayne's World thing or something like that. And you guys both said, our favorite thing you've ever done is Mickey Rooney.
Yeah. And like that was, your Mickey Rooney was, you know, we were talking about how we were going to ask you to do it before you came in the room. It was sort of like, okay, the week is here. He's here.
I immediately...
And by the way, Dana, you then told us, we knew the impression from Theater Stories, the sketch you did on the show. Mm-hmm. I had never heard the unused anecdotes of Mickey Rooney until that day. And I think it's the hardest I've ever laughed. Was the Juan Corona story, which you now have to tell.
Oh, yeah. Mickey Rooney, he was a down point in his career, and he had a .38 revolver with him at all times. We were, you know, and he would wave it around.
He was at one of the rare down points.
Yeah, and he had the gun and he'd walk around. And New York had a crime spree going then in like 1981. He said he would walk around with his hand on the 38 and they're not going to get me, you know. But he told a story where his idea
at this time, Dana, you were doing a multicam with him.
Yes.
In 30 Rockefeller?
With Meg Ryan, Nathan Lane, Scatman Carruthers, where Letterman and then Conan did their thing. So, but he did at one point said he wanted to go meet Juan Corona, the serial killer or whatever, murderer. Yeah. And he says, I was going to walk in there and say, do you know my name? And he'd say, I'm Mickey Rooney. And then I was going to plug him.
Plug somebody?
If I do Mickey Rooney stories, every time I start to talk about him with people, there's new tributaries and things that I forgot to mention. But maybe that Mickey stories, do that as a sub podcast, like a 20-minute a week.
I think about the Mickey story a lot because I like that he thought he could walk into a maximum security prison. Mm-hmm. Like what he had worked out in his mind was what he was going to say. Yeah. Not any of the logistics of walking in. I believe Juan Corona was probably, it was a commuted death row sentence, but he would have not been just in an open prison sitch where Mickey Rooney could walk in, land a great in quotes line and then shoot him.
I never went that far of the logistics of his mindset. Like, how would he get in there?
But he worked out. He goes, listen, I don't know how to get a gun into a jail. I don't know what'll happen the moment after I fire it, but I know what I'm going to say, which is, do you know who I am?
John, I've been in a lot of gunfights out in the street, and you think you'll have a lot of time to do one-liners, but it just moves too quickly.
That's true. A lot of people only plan the logistics, and then they don't. When they land on their mark, they don't have a great line.
That's right. Or you miss it, and you go, the one chance I had, and I kind of fluffered my line.
What I would have liked is if Mickey Rooney entered the prison, looked at Juan Corona and said, do you know who I am? And if Juan Corona said, you're Mickey Rooney, then Mickey Rooney wouldn't be able to go, Mickey Rooney. And then that could have saved Juan's life.
Because he had to explain what he was in. Oh, yeah. He goes, oh, you are Mickey Rooney. No. Or if you said, you're Don Knotts. And then he goes, wait,
Don Knotts. I was the number one
off.
Yeah.
You know, John is wearing a hoodie, Dana, and I feel like most people don't see you out and about. So is it sort of hoodie, suit, hoodie? What is it? Is there any in between?
Since having a baby, it is.
Congratulations.
The same pair, thank you. The same pair of elastic drawstring khakis and a free t-shirt. That is what I wear.
From merch or something?
Yeah, like a Jimmy Kimmel t-shirt. I have one from the Robin Hood Foundation from a charity thing I did. I have one for every venue. I ask for a free t-shirt. I have a Houston Astros one, a team and a city I have no affiliation with. I wear that very often.
But John, doesn't that invite conversation? Like, I just wear black t-shirts. If I wear anything with something on it, it invites conversation, and I'm an introvert at like an airport or something.
Also known as an asshole.
I remember. That's true, especially in a black t-shirt.
Yeah.
You can't be introverted and wear a black t-shirt. It's very standoffish.
Yes.
They say, hey, how about those Astros? And John's in the airport going, oh, fuck.
Then John later that night.
They've got a full team this year. And I think,
looks like they got a roster.
But maybe John's the kind of
full roster this year.
You're the type of comedian that if someone said, how about those Astros at the airport? It seems to me that you might have 10 minutes on it within a day or two. The way you write things out from a core
I know.
idea.
I'm a bit of a story seeker, so
David is too.
Yeah, I think I'd be delighted if that
me
happened.
too. You know what I saw on your when I was looking up stuff about you? I have a couple questions. One, when you started, I mean, this is SNL stuff. We can go back.
It's like I do with Comedy Notes. It's
yeah, you're fucked. You're gonna get it from all sides.
No, we just go wherever. We're already halfway through.
When I started, Lauren. I saw a couple things you did talking about SNL, and we're just going to really regurgitate them for a slightly bigger audience. We don't know.
And I hope we'll have a chance to go through what the week is like.
Yeah, we're going to talk about
no one's ever brought that up.
I feel like that's never been covered in any media yet.
And what your relationship is with Lorne Michaels. We're going to break the seal on that.
Dude, the code of Omerta that surrounds that office.
I like that. The code of Omerta.
When you started, did you do... Here's my question, because I was assigned promos. Did you do promos? Right.
So all writers wrote a promo. You're talking about the Thursday standing on the stage promo?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All writers had to submit promos. I wasn't uniquely bad at it, but that's not a skill I have.
That's a very special skill.
I always wanted promos to be really minimal and weird, and I would try to engineer that to happen. And of course, I was wrong. I don't have a knack for that. I was very jealous to hear that you were on the floor every week when you were a writer doing promos.
Did you hear that? Oh, that is true. Yeah.
Where you said that on this podcast. Yeah.
Yeah. What happened was I was an okay writer and I was new, and it was sort of jury duty. Like Downey would be like, who can we lose for the couple hours during the rewrites? And none of the writers wanted to do it because your nose is in the rewrites. And so we go, send Spade down. And Lorne and I got along, but there's not much getting along there. It's just promos. But you do get to see the host and the music, which that's fun. But the pressure.
Yeah. That Thursday afternoon mess of like, Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers doing sound check and then trying to corral a host and a cast member for promos was a lot of fun.
Oh, that is true. They like to have a cast member in, and you could write them in. It was kind of a little power trip. But you have to say, for people listening, there's like, I don't know, 10 seconds, and then you have to put, hi, I'm blank, with musical guest blank. And then there's like 4 seconds left for a joke. And they've already done 10 million promos, so you're trying to think of anything weird or different. And I would personally have to write about 20, give them to Marcy Klein. She would hand them in to Lorne or whoever, or the host, and they would kill a lot of them, like the host would kill a couple.
And they kill them, now having hosted, they kill them with prejudice. They even go like, we hate this one. We hate this one. We know you won't like it. It's mean. It's mean about you. This writer's an asshole, read it. And I go, oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, this writer's trying to fuck you over. I remember I just saw a clip of someone on Instagram, and it was a live shot of promos. And it was Eddie Vedder was music, Emilio Estevez was the host, and it's me and Lorne just milling around in the back.
Wow.
And I'm pointing and showing Eddie Vedder something, and then Lorne nods his head like, do that one, do the one. Then we step back, and they go 3, 2. So they had like a 3-minute chunk of promos, which was, I didn't even know they're filming. It's so weird that would get out somewhere.
And wouldn't Lorne, if you finally got it, wouldn't he put his hands in his pocket and then turn and walk away? I don't know. It seemed like when
I liked it.
Hands in the pocket, and he would pivot. But
John, you like it? Yeah.
I like
or
Thursdays.
Say something cryptic like, well, less is less.
Yeah. Some people think it's funny. See you at the party.
Are we trying to repel viewers?
We're on in all 50 states, I feel like was a note I got a lot on monologue jokes. As if I was writing like for the crowd at CBGB's in New York. It was sort of like, he goes, I know below 14th Street that works, he said.
Oh, I love that.
Oh, really?
He literally just thinks of America as just New York.
Especially before there's going to be a vacation or a break. It's our last show before the break, and it would be like nice if it was like really, really funny.
You're going to see a lot of people over the break, and wouldn't you like it if they said, hey, that last show was really good?
I know, we're not nervous enough.
And also I was like, are you seeing a bunch of people during break? Because I'm laying on my couch watching DVDs with like a sty in my eye. Only Lorne was doing heavy socializing during the break.
His endurance John, to work that. Yeah, no one like him.
A lot of people will tell you you're the funniest one in the show. You're not.
Wow.
That's what I got a lot.
You really?
And I go, oh. And he goes, it just happens. It's okay. And I go, well, it stings a little to hear that. I didn't knock on his door and say, Lauren, I'm hearing a lot of people say I'm the funniest person.
It'd be now kind of being out of it for many years and having a wonderful, I mean, I always loved Lauren, but having a really nice relationship with him, it would be fun to go back and do those things.
I know.
Hey, do you think, I don't mean to interrupt you. You're with Chris Dodd, but do you think I'm the funniest writer?
Senator.
Because a lot of people in my family in my high school say I should be on more. Thoughts on that?
I have family in Milwaukee that think I should be on more.
Yeah.
They're fucking you, man.
Well, you weren't as stressed, were you? Because you were just writing and then they would pop you on update, which is like more of a gift, and it wasn't expected.
Total gift.
It's probably better.
I had the absolute best situation that you could ask for. Honestly, like I look back on it and there were a few gifts. It looked like you were getting up and leaving, David.
No, I haven't even.
No, I like the idea that, like, as a listener, that sometimes when someone's about to go into a long story, David always just does a quick errand.
Yeah, I just got to go wash my car.
So writing there means producing there, like, as you know. So you got to produce live television. You work with every department, and you really own your piece. You do everything for it. And you're given a nice amount of credit behind the scenes for it. I'd already been doing stand-up and continued doing it. And do you know what made the biggest difference, though? I got to pop up on Update. And honestly, Bill Hader, when he would do press about the about something, and they'd talk to him about sketches on the show, it means a lot to me. The more over the years I think about it, like he would always name me and give me credit for it.
Yeah.
Which was not done a lot before that. And
I try not to do it.
Yeah, no, I try not to do it now that I'm more of an on-camera guy. But no,
that seems
it
very.
It really meant a lot because it was sort of like, I felt like I had a bit of a reputation in comedy as he's a writer there, and we sometimes hear about what he's written.
Right.
And at the same time, I got to pop up on Update a couple times, which that's just 10 million people. I've been on VH1's Best Week Ever 100,000 times at that point. So I was like, I've been on TV, but
what was your nerve level?
That's one of my questions about Best Week Ever.
Being a writer and then doing Update, because you're not acclimated to performing, you're writing, and all of a sudden you're in that chair and they throw you out.
That Saturday was like, not only am I terrified not only am I under a lot of stress as a writer, but I have to go out there tonight. Yeah, those were out of body.
Do you remember what you did? What your first one was? Like, here comes John Mulaney saying a word.
It was Girl Scout cookie season, and I did an editorial about how the Girl Scout business model is completely flawed because they have a tremendously popular product that they sell once a year in front of a Gelson's, from a little lunch table. I can't remember specific jokes about it, but that was that. So it was like, I remember thinking before I did it, I was like, this isn't real. This is sort of like I've got a complaint about the Girl Scout cookies, hey, Girl Scouts. But I was sort of like, I'm so inexperienced at this. I'd rather play an attitude. So I'm like, I'd rather pretend to be the guy actually mad about this.
Right.
than not have
mad is not a bad angle on Update.
No, when you need something and you're
energy,
young and have nothing, it's good to act like you are exasperated.
And did you pound
events.
the table and get animated, or did you kind of push it?
I remember at one point I go, have you ever put Thin Mints in the freezer? They're delicious. Sell them year round. It was a real when in doubt, act extremely exasperated, which I followed my whole career. But I remember before I went out on the Update desk, Lauren looked at me and he said, he goes, relax your face. He goes, when you get out there, take a beat, relax your face.
Oh, funny.
And look directly into the camera like you're talking to someone you know. But I remember "Relax Your Face" was a good note because I was going to come out
like
looking
this.
extremely high strung.
John, let me, Dana, I just have
David,
7 in a row.
I have
7 in a row for John.
questions.
John, when you go out there and it's Saturday and you're doing update, I think when you're a writer, the one extra layer you don't think of is how you look. And it sounds egotistical, but all day you're like, oh, wait, I got to get hair, makeup. What am I wearing? And then sometimes they'll go, I wouldn't wear that. And you go,
I know, yeah.
For an update, what do I wear? And
They
go,
won't tell
not
you
that.
what to wear, but yeah.
Yeah, not that.
Yep.
Not that, yeah. No, I remember I brought my little shirt and sport coat from home. And it was like a blue shirt and a navy blue jacket. It was the, safest possible choice.
Tested, safest, yeah.
I remember showing it to Tom Broker in costumes and being like, I was thinking of this. And he went, yeah, as if like to say like, look, we have an entire show to design. We couldn't possibly care what you wear on your cut it dress update.
Well, that's honest. That's
You think you're getting on? Oh, you think you're going all the way to the show?
Then I know. Yeah, it was that. And I think I said to him like, this shirt doesn't. Don't worry, it doesn't like moire on camera.
Like dance on camera. Yeah,
it doesn't dance on. Don't worry, Tom. My shirt will be fine on air.
He goes, you'll cross my mind at 11 when I realize you're on the show.
Yeah, and then we'll ask you to maybe do something about the adult acne.
So I go, hey, Tom, I brought a shirt. It doesn't wrinkle. I got one of those kinds that doesn't wrinkle. He's like, I don't give a fuck, dude. And I'm like, okay.
as if like Emmy and Tony Award winning costume designers would be impressed by a wrinkle-free shirt.
Yeah, I know. That's the funniest part.
How'd you get that, man?
They're like, well, we're all worried about what you're doing on the show. We don't care.
Did anyone ever call, any old timer ever call you kid? Because you used that in your specials. Hey, kid, it ain't going to work out for you, kid. I'll be honest with you, kid.
I will say what was nice was that even people like Phil Himes.
Yeah, the lighting director.
Like, everyone in the booth and they learn your name, which means, so I didn't get kid, but I once had a sketch on that was like it was an impression parade. It was just every cast member doing an impression, and I changed it a great deal in between dress and air. So on air, I watched in the booth, and it didn't go great.
Mm-hmm.
It was a little clunky, and I'm walking out of the booth, and I walk past Phil. I'm pretty, it's at a low point in the season, like it's like February doldrums or something. I'm walking past Phil, and he goes, "Not your best work." And I go, and I was like getting this like I've been here 4 years kind of edge. So I was like, "What, Phil? Like what?"
Oh,
you got up in his grill?
And he went, "You know why that wasn't good?" And I go, "Why?" And he goes, "None of the people sounded like the people."
And that's not your fault. Yeah. But Phil Himes,
I know, but I like that review of an impression piece. None of the people sounded like the people. Yeah,
that's a really what you don't want to hear.
Just so listeners know, Phil Himes, he seemed old the entire time I was there, and he had this cranky exterior, but then he was an incredible heart of gold underneath and incredibly sweet, but he was kind of intimidating in the early days. What do you want? What do you want? You want a light there? We can't get it there, but then he would put the light there. I got it for you, kid.
And then, yeah. And we were once doing, I think Fred as Obama. I didn't write it. Colin Jost wrote it. It was like a Christmas time Oval Office piece. And we wanted Fred to look out the windows behind the desk in the Oval Office and see like snow falling, like a kind of a cheesy Christmas moment. So I remember I was for some reason on the floor with Colin and Seth. We were telling Phil how
what you wanted to look like.
We thought it should look.
Oh boy!
And he looked at us and he went, "I lit John Kennedy in the White House," and walked away.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
that's so.
David, I heard a story that you and Phil had like a close relationship. Is that right?
Phil Himes?
Yeah,
I did think. I mean, other than having sex, we were just sort of like buddy. No, he would just always bust my balls when I walk around there. So I thought it was funny.
Well, I heard when you were hosting, he came out and said, "Oh God, he's back."
Yeah, of course.
That's very.
And
Phil,
I heard you said, "Phil, I heard you died." And they took you out.
Well, he is old. Well,
Yeah,
but he
he's
was
so
60 for 50 years. I mean, he was,
He was a hard 90 when I met him. It was like that. I think one of the first things I learned at SNL was that Don Pardo and Phil Himes, two extremely integral people here, are solidly north of 90.
yeah, mid
90s.
to late 90s and spry.
Yeah, like a couple of the most important people here are north of 90, and like,
yeah,
you got to give them a wide berth at the pudding table.
I heard you say something about asking about how people date the host now, and I thought it was so funny because I think you were saying that for us it sounds a little dicey. Like back in our day, the hosts were so off limits as far as just it mentally. You know, you don't do anything, and I remember we have beautiful hosts. We have talented. I think Marissa Tomei was there after my cousin Vinny, and there's so many that were great. But I would be so scared if you even flirted with a host and it got back to you. You know, like they complain, like HR, and then Lauren, David, were you asking out Susan Day? You're making her uncomfortable. Like if it came back that you were making a host uncomfortable, wouldn't that be? It's obviously worked every time so far, but it seems like if you asked out a host and they didn't like it, then it would be you'd be in so much trouble.
I can't. I didn't even know we could like
Hang out.
Yeah, I would have never been like, I would always be like, I'll have a page call your manager's assistant. The idea of even like reaching out personally. And I wrote a lot of
outside the show.
I wrote a lot of during the week. I mean, like I wrote a lot of monologues, and occasionally there'd be this like, hey, Thursday night, 2 a.m. or Friday night, 2 a.m. The host suddenly has a thought about the monologue, and that was fine. That's what the schedule was. But like, yeah, to even be in contact with the host, let alone ask them out.
And without having a script in your hand to walk up to him for what reason? You know what I mean?
I know.
Hey, what's up?
I always felt like when Simon, Rich, and I, in most weeks, we wrote a monologue for the host. I didn't even sense if they thought we were writers. Like, I think they thought we were just like two children with pieces of paper who kept asking them like not personal questions, but like Wikipedia level questions. We would just be like, so maybe something about, I think your family has a lot of dogs. And they'd be like, why are you telling me about that? I'd be like, we're just trying to think of any angle for you.
Yeah, it is hard because no one introduced you like as the writers. You just walk up and they go ask, and you have to go up to some huge star and say, hey.
I always liked Tuesday night when they bring the host around to each office, because they could be the biggest star in the world, but they had to sit on my couch. Like filthy. They had to sit on my like with me and Bobby Moynihan smoking inside with the window cracked, as if that's at all acceptable. And like, you just had to sit there, Mick Jagger.
Sit there, and now you're going to hear a like crummy idea.
Now you're going to hear an idea that kind of makes fun of you that you won't like.
Now you're going to hear a fake idea, and then if you like it, it's a real idea. I make fake questions. I go, Mick, can you do a Russian accent? And he goes, probably. And I go, nah, this one's out. I crumple it up.
That's very
I go, I'll save this for next week.
I remember pitching an idea in my office to Josh Brolin, and he went, well, it's not funny. Yeah. And I was like, okay, that's the litmus test. I'm not gonna, he's sort of like, and I didn't mean to make it sound like he was really harsh. It was more like, well, you can write it, it's not funny. And I was like, well, then you've just saved me a couple hours.
You could spend the rest of the night writing it. Yeah. And I'll pull it from read through.
Yeah, and I'll have it pulled, and I'll let them know I told you I didn't like it, so you'll be in trouble with Marcy.
Dude, when a host is reading a sketch, and if it's your sketch, and they quietly give up in the middle, It's so sickening just to watch him take
I
a
can
dive.
tell that-
And like they don't really get it.
I've seen hosts suddenly put like the celery in their mouths, like truly be like, I'm going to eat during the rest of this.
Just a signal. Yeah.
Or they're whispering if they can get an order of food sent in during your sketch. Like, hey, is there any way they get out?
You always try to discern a little bit. I know we've talked about this before, like Lorne reading the stage directions. Does he stay involved? Does he kind of think he's hooking something great? Or is he sort of middle of the road? Or is he done with it? There's a whole energy thing. It's hard to tell sometimes.
Yeah, because Lauren reads the stage directions and he starts out pretty high energy, like CNN bumper. And then
that's at 3
and then
o'clock.
I like when he kind of summarizes it towards the end.
Yeah.
Like he'll start to summarize it like, Kristen has a hat and walks in and Keaton's there. Like he'll read a whole paragraph and boil it down to the Kristen enters as Reba McEntire.
5 hours.
It really
in.
takes the energy out of it, and you're like, oh, he gave up.
David enters.
And when
with
people
funny
write
hat.
long stage directions to describe some farcical, like slamming doors comedy, I'm always like, you know who's going to read that, don't you?
Yeah.
Like, you know how that'll get presented at read through, don't you, homie?
Yeah, or they write Schneider used to write, or he would call you out. Like if you go, and then the doorman, played by Phil Himes, and everyone laughs, and Rob goes, Trek, not a real laugh, don't count it.
He would yell that out during read through?
Yeah, he would say Trek, because he didn't want you to
yelling
get
that out?
Schneider.
Oh, Schneider. It's a trick. It's a total trick. That's
Yeah,
it's
because
not
you're not gonna get that laugh on the real show.
It's
That's
not
just
funny.
a read
Come
through
on.
laugh, read through laugh, flag.
Man, how was that graded? That seems
That's a little harsh.
No, Schneider was funny because he would do things to almost intentionally rub you wrong, just to go, it's fine.
Yeah, he was just.
He'd say about 3 years in, you're coming along. Anyway, by the way,
copy machine guy.
I watched I think it was your last monologue on there. Any differences hosting along the way, other than you're just getting better at it, or maybe you're not getting better at it? It's
5 times in like with a COVID year in between. So like in 3 years, 5 or something very condensed.
That's a lot. Yeah, 2 in 2020.
So what's that all about?
two. I'd like to do 2 in a pandemic.
Yeah, that was the request.
That was a really. Well, wait, what's the question?
I don't know.
It's been so cool. It's been so fun. I definitely have had thoughts I'm like, oh, maybe the second time I hosted was, I believe when Lauren says you're getting better each time, because that makes sense. There's moments where I go, oh, but on the second time I hosted, I had this laugh here and whatever. But I've had more and more fun each time. The first time I hosted, I was deeply in my head about
normal.
This wasn't going to be good, and this wasn't only not going to be good, but everyone was going to go, see, we told you to stay behind the camera. We've been clear with you where you belong in this show. The audacity of you to show up and try to do this. Like, I really thought I had a very weird kind of, I remember the Friday night before, I was like miserable. I was like, I'm so bad at SNL. And that's the thing I thought I knew the best. And then I had a really fun show. And I realized that I was just trying to make myself miserable, because if I'm miserable the night before, then it will be a good show.
Oh, that's a good trick. Yeah.
This trick I used to do. But I try not to do it anymore because it's too excruciating throughout the day. And like mental health wise, to stretch myself, to tie myself into knots so that I quote unquote, deserve a good show because I'm so miserable. By the second time I hosted, I made an active choice. I was like, I'm going to be happy all week. I'm going to have fun all week. And if it's a bad show, then I'll know that it was wrong to have fun, but at least I will have had fun. And it was a very good show. So since then, I've been like, you have to enjoy these weeks. Otherwise, what's the point?
It is funny to take such a beating over yourself when you host. Dana's probably feels the same way. You're just so stressed, and then at the end, you're like, "Why do I even do this?" Like right before the show, you're like, "I feel so sick and tied up and twisted." And then you go, "I did it." And you're like, "So I did it." Now the fun starts. I'm at the wrap party. It's the only time I'm starting to have fun. It's over, and you realize, could I just get to the point where I have fun the whole time?
I had a little bit of I couldn't really live up to what the lucky, crazy, fortunate 3 or 4 years I had on the show with Wayne's World and all the stuff. So, it was always, you'll do Church Lady, and then it was, you'll do George Bush Senior, and it's like 18 years later. So the thing in my head was like, how do I compete with that across the board? And that was kind of difficult for and especially I think what's nice the way it's happening for you, John, is that it's kind of condensed. It's not like you hosted it in 2013 and then you're coming back 8 years later. I think it's kind of nice that you've done 5 already in a short period of time, just to acclimate to that.
Yeah. No one's expecting a lot of growth.
Well, but you have those stand-up specials, and then your monologue is always great, pretty much, right? I mean, because that's your superpower. And so that sets a great,
but also
great tone.
I remember saying to Gerard Carmichael, who had an amazing episode as a host this year, who's a brilliant comedian and a brilliant many things. I remember I was like, it was when I was talking to him, I realized I was like, oh, you know what? It's 8 minutes of stand up in front of 10 million people. And you're the only thing. I realized it's like, you're the only thing on NBC for 10 minutes. Like your stand-up is the only thing happening on Saturday night.
Well, that's a very relaxing reminder.
I find that kind of emboldening. It's like, wow.
You got to go out with an attitude. I mean, how do you do your specials? I mean, how many times do you shoot a special? Like, say, 2. Kid Gorgeous. Just two shows. That's
2 in one night?
2 shows. I think it was one night.
Yeah.
And so how do you deal with that pressure if the first show in your mind is like a C+, just in your mind?
The first show of Kid Gorgeous was a C+ in my mind. I was so disappointed. I couldn't believe it. I'd been on tour for so long, and now this special was bad. It was going to be so bad that everyone would be mad at me or disappointed in me and say, you used to be good and you're bad, and we don't like you, and all of that stuff. And
have you had therapy? Okay. We'll talk about that.
No, it's funny.
I've had a ton of it, so go ahead.
Well, John, also the cameras are there. I've done a few, but the cameras are there. It just throws it off somehow. It's just not a normal club or theater night when there's cameras. The audience is stressed. Everyone's different. It's just not the way it normally is.
The thing is, like, I remembered that it's. I thought the second show felt better. So when I say I came to some epiphany, I didn't. Just the second show felt better. But were I to pretend I had an epiphany that night, I'd say no one else has done every show with me, so they're not comparing them. Yeah. And this is the film of the material. Like a special is for the cameras, and I think it was Whitney Cummings gave me that advice after she had done her sitcom Whitney, and then she did her first special after that. And I remember she said to me, we play so big because we're trying to play it at the back of the room. But I think it'd been something she learned doing a 3-camera sitcom. Like, it's for the camera. And I've thought about that each time since, that it's for the camera. The size of the performance is for the camera.
And also where the area where you could maybe have a good night or a bad night, because the material is immaculate and it's really, really, it's like a magic trick. It's so fun to watch your stand up.
Oh, thanks.
Because it's flowing so organically.
Well, he's talking to me.
Sorry. Yeah, Spade.
I said that to David before the show. But then you're also doing a lot of sneakily physical comedy, and you're throwing your voice, and you're moving, so you're performing it as well. So I would assume on some nights with a hot crowd, you may take a rhythm slightly further, or the bit you did about Jagger, not fun. You'd throw one more in. Is that where there's a little bit of improv when you're on and the crowd is with you? You go to that other level. Right?
Oh my God. When the crowd is with me, sometimes when the crowd's not with me, I'm like, do I even have skills? Like, can I even perform to a slightly indifferent audience? Like, I should be able to do this. Like, I should be able to still do the 90 minutes. But if they're not, like, if you don't feel like they're, carrying your chair and at the Jewish wedding, like, if you don't feel that like bounce, I'll suddenly be like, how the hell do I do this? What do I give it? Like, what am I doing? I'm giving a speech.
Well, you think like you're horrible. You're like, am I doing stand up? Because nothing's working. It's almost like, did this turn into a corporate gig? Why am I bombing
did this turn into a corporate gig? And then I always want to ask the audience, I want to be like, hey, are you embarrassed for me? Is that happening? Is that happening now too?
Yeah.
Are you
feel
nervous
the discomfort in the room, and then the elephant in the room that no one is saying, and you can't hear it, is like this realization on their side, not as good as I thought he would be. I guess this is kind of a rough night. And then sometimes it takes a lot of guts and a lot of determination to go, fuck it. And you try to win them. And you normally can't, but you just really the last
sickening. Yeah, I do it.
Minutes. Yeah. No, but I think that is the right move. I remember when Nick Kroll and I were doing Oh Hello on Broadway, our director, Alex Timbers, said to us, because doing 8 shows a week, for 16, 18 weeks, whatever it was.
Brutal.
Well, we'd have crowds that were just Broadway ticket holders who heard, oh, there's a comedy, and didn't know it was me and Nick screaming in turtlenecks and being insane. And Alex Timbers said to us, hey, I noticed that some nights when the crowds aren't great, you guys decide to pull way back and just amuse each other, and you do the show poorly. And we were like, yeah, because fuck them, right?
Yeah. It's only like, $300.
I remember he goes, here's an idea. When they're not good, you guys try to be twice as good. And we were like, oh, as if it was like another way to show them we don't care. But it was a good trick he put in our heads. Because now when it's bad, I think, well, I'm going to pretend this is on film.
Sure.
And people will study it in terms of how good you can be even when a crowd is bad.
I think people, when you're not doing well and people later say, no, it was good. There's some people that smile and the vibe of the crowd isn't to be too noisy. So they don't want to be too loud. So they're just kind of liking it and smiling, and they don't know it's a bad show. And later they go,
not at all. They don't.
I thought it was great. And you're like, and you're telling them how bad it was. And they're like, no, it wasn't that bad.
Yeah,
like,
and you go like that part normally gets that part normally goes to applause, and normally
they're normally
like, they're like, that was my favorite part. And I'm like, a lot of times there's someone in the front row that looks like my dad, so I go, oh, there he is now, and everyone that normally goes to applause, but that didn't happen tonight.
And they're like, oh, so it was bad. And you're
what
like,
is it about? Yeah. When I was coming up, like Steve Martin was God. He was huge, and he would play stadiums or arenas. And now there's so many comedians, and I'll bring it back around to you, that just are playing 20,000 seaters. And I don't know when this started for you, but now you're playing Madison Square Garden for 4 nights, if I read it right, or 3 nights?
3 nights.
So what does that do to your brain? How do you think about yourself? Like, because that is so much love of your fans. I mean, it's just like insane, right? How do you wrap your mind around that?
One should not get used to it. I just keep thinking that, like, it's pretty funny, man. It's pretty.
Yeah, it's just a big room. It's a big room.
Well, it's so, I mean, I just want to give you a compliment. It's so hard to get to those big venues. And I was looking, you're on a tour right now. And if you look at the venues, I'm like, holy shit, this guy is hitting the biggest spots. And Hollywood Bowl is huge. Who would ever get to play that as a stand-up? You don't even think of that when you're a stand-up.
Yeah, he's playing Northern California. There's a stadium in the Sierra Nevadas, and it's an open-air thing. And John is
playing
doing
Yellowstone.
He's playing Yellowstone. But what do you do with like when you go out?
It feels it's like it's a kind of, I wouldn't say I wouldn't say it's imposter syndrome, which might sound really arrogant. I don't mean like I'm up there and I'm like, yeah, I belong here. But I do recognize that the crowds have grown and grown, and now we're in a basketball court.
Yeah.
And that's so
and at
like,
home base. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's sort of a like, okay, this is where it's at now. And I'm so like, there's a few things happening at once. It's only been this year that I've played arenas. It's the first tour I've had since a couple trips to rehab institutions. So
what do you mean rehab? I haven't heard this story.
Well, listen, no one knows about this.
Well, that I want to ask you only about that, how it pertains to your stand-up, just because.
Well, it pertains to like, I think if I, oh man, thank God cocaine and arenas didn't overlap. Oh dear God, I'm just realizing now that would have been a disaster. There is something extremely fun. There's an energy about playing an arena that's very like, holy shit. If ever a person took this for granted, they might become rather intolerable. That's what I think. And so I'm really lucky to do it. I know it can't sustain. It won't be this forever. So at the moment, I'm just kind of like, enjoy it, because this is literally, like this won't last, and that's okay. So I wouldn't say it's imposter syndrome so much as I'm acutely aware that this is just a moment in time.
Well, did you think, John, right? Did you think, I'm doing David now. So, you have those specials that explode on Netflix, and then you do the 5 hosting, and then there's the pandemic, and then you have this rehab issue. Did you ever think that would...
didn't have an issue with rehab. It was more drugs.
Oh, okay. So that led to the rehab. But
rehabs were quite healthy.
It feels to me like there was your fan base just saw you more human, and do you feel a bigger connection in a way? Maybe it's like an Oprah question or something, but with your fans after that episode?
Really,
because they're your friend, they relate, and everybody's got
I can't
issues.
There's no. I'll just be kind of sappy for a second.
We love that here.
It means like I didn't know if I'd be on a stage again. Like I didn't know what. I was at a point where it wasn't just that like today was miserable. It was that I could absolutely guarantee you tomorrow was miserable. So to be doing shows. And to, look, I'm aware that someone's persona, and I'm aware that it might have thrown. I'm aware that it was a new information to people. I've been upfront that I'd used drugs in the past, but I understand it was new information to people. I think I'm humble enough to know that, like, fans can, I'm very grateful people come to the shows. Like, It's not that I think that, revelation about me would make people not come. I don't mean that. I just mean that I also I want to be a realist about entertainment, and to maybe have one kind of image and then have it be made clear I was dealing with a lot more stuff, and then have people still come. That I feel very lucky to physically be there on stage, and I feel it is so nice. I feel lucky that
John, if you don't mind talking about it, like when you said you maybe didn't think you'd ever do it again, was that your what kind of bottom was that? I mean, were you seriously thinking I may never do stand up anymore?
It was like
you don't have to answer this.
It was kind of it was almost like being in. It was like kind of like. That's a good question. Exactly how to articulate it. It was a bit like a horror movie where I was like, how did I I don't trust this sounds a little dark, but it's not a super happy topic, so that's fine. I was sort of like, I don't trust being alone with me. I mean, I'm the person that did all this damage to myself. When you're a drug addict, you're with the person that has tried to destroy you all the time. So I just didn't have a sense of, I was like, wow, I don't know if the person in charge of this life has any clue what they're doing. It wasn't so much, oh, I can't do stand-up without drugs, because I didn't use and do stand-up. That wasn't really what was happening. It was more like, I might have absolutely no idea how to manage my life.
Because it was the second episode was maybe harder in a way, the relapse.
Yeah, because I'd had a lot of problems when I was in my early 20s, and I'd stopped by age 23 and had a long bout of sobriety, but through prescription drugs and other things, started to slip, and then slipped hard.
And do you think that it's a genetic predisposition, like the way your brain is situated and the way the drugs hit your brain? Can you specify why it appealed to you at that level? Or because it seems like addicts sometimes they can be hypersensitive or redundant thinkers or whatever kind of mental health would predispose them to want to.
Yeah, it's a good question, because like I do love life. Like, I have a lot of fun. I always have laughed very hard multiple times a week with like really funny friends. And like, I'm lucky to be in this life as a comedian where it's pretty fun. I have my own demons, but it's pretty fucking fun. I wouldn't trade it for anything. So I was also like, I have wonderful parents. I had a lot of green lights. It's hard to say that I had some inclination to mess up my life. A couple things in my case. I think I've had a lot of anxiety in life, so some of the chemicals that help that I certainly are very addictive. And then I do think addiction is a disease, and I think I have this, let's do more. Oh, let's do more. I mean, there's something in my brain that does that. It wasn't always, it wasn't, it wasn't a story of someone who was always going to self-destruct. The life just became hard.
And now you're out the other side, and have a son. So it's such a complete shift. So then that's like, okay, that's real grown-up stuff, right?
When I heard you had,
it's the greatest.
It is.
When you were in rehab, I was like, I don't think so. That guy wears a suit on stage.
Yeah, it's been proven people in ties don't have problems.
I mean, it threw me. And did we have dinner at Koi one night? Was it me, you, Dana, and Hader? Was it and Judd?
Yep, and Judd. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's like one of the few times we've gotten to even. That was a fun night. We took a picture.
Yeah, we did take a picture. You guys came and did my Largo show.
Yeah, it was great.
Dana, you and Bill read.
Yeah, you did sketches. Oh, that's right.
Yeah, a sketch that I wrote with
Casey
Bill
Kasem,
when Dana hosted.
Yeah.
The same hosting stint when we bombarded you with Mickey Rooney requests.
But I was regrettable at the time. The only thing about Mickey Rooney was the first time I had some prosthetics that created the illusion, and it helped me too, doing Mickey Rooney. And then that time, whatever quick change, for whatever reason, it kind of looked like me, and it just didn't, And then Casey Kasem bombed. But
did you have little legs? The first time you did it?
I did the first time.
Yeah.
For some reason, the look wasn't the same. And then it wasn't my best hosting effort, but I think I'm in large part to blame for that. If
no, he goes, the writing was bad that week.
Now that I remember that the Mickey Rooney and Casey Kasem that we begged you to do We're not at the moment. Roy.
But I love the passion, how much you guys loved it. And Casey Kasem killed a 300-seat theater. Bill and I read it again in front of you. We explained it a little better. It's sketch 101. They just didn't hook it. It was over in the corner. And once the
too
audience...
big of a set, too. Too big of a set.
Giant set. They didn't hook the premise.
I always want sketches like that to just look like a Garfield cartoon, like a single square animation cell. Like you just
and it was massive,
and it was a massive backyard. The sketch was Casey Kasem and his son, JC Kasem, are having a fight, and they both talk like Casey Kasem, and it was like, son, I know you've been borrowing money to buy crystal meth. And how do you know that, Dad? Here's a letter.
Yeah.
Like it was that. It was just them both talking like
there's a letter.
Son, I know that you've been borrowing money to buy crystal meth. And here's a letter.
It's that classic Casey Kasem, for people who've ever heard him, rhythm.
And then
checking in at number 5, the boss. Bruce
my favorite line was, well, Dad, you were always hounding me with questions. When are you going to stop hanging out with those deadbeats? When are you going to do something with your life? And which female vocalist had more #1 hits than any other?
Debbie
and
Boone.
then Dana says, the answer, Mariah Carey.
So why do you think, for young people listening,
why would that bomb?
Well, I thought it was because
too big of a set. We've already explained it wasn't the writing, it wasn't the performance.
I was washing my car, John.
It was a quiet.
They're kind of quiet voices. They don't really project that much.
And I think if you're in the audience and a camera's going by, or they're leading a horse across the studio, they don't hook it the first.
Leading a horse across the
just
studio.
noise, ambient.
Distractions,
If it was cold opening in the center with a simple slats.
You weren't at home base? Were you one of those secret sets? Dana used to go, never be in the fucking dead zone over there where Gap Girls is.
I would go where they were writing up planning where the sketches would be.
You'd go tell her to put you in front.
Why is my sketch not there? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I remember watching, I think it was a Wayne's World. I was talking to Steve Higgins and I was like, why is this? I mean, besides the fact that it was so popular, I was like, does this feel like they're just yelling directly at an adoring audience? And he was like, because those were at home base. Like everything that seems like, why is this like right in the lens, right down the barrel, right to the audience? So then all of us would go up to Don Roy King during the production meeting Wednesday night. All the writers would go like, we think this could play at home base. So
I think it could play at home.
I remember one time he had, because they write in, they pencil in everything that will go in one section. A schematic. And there were like 6 sketches that were trying to play at home base.
Well, they would say to me, well, you can't have it at home base because you have an entrance. And I go, what if I get rid of the entrance? And they go, well, then you could have it at home base.
Oh, wow. What a scammer.
Then I would go to Victoria Jackson and go, you got to just be in the set the whole time. I don't know how much longer we have, but I was going to just ask you your latest thoughts about your son and how old is he? Because I don't follow.
Okay. My son, Malcolm, is 6 months old.
Okay. So you and your significant Olivia are racing for that first smile in the morning when he's in his crib. And he
We're
wakes
racing
up.
For that first, what'd you say?
First smile. The first smile. He's smiling now, right?
The first smile.
Sorry,
I thought you said the first smile.
I'm a little bit drunk. No, but anyway.
That's very funny you mentioned that. We both love to wake him up together, and he'll be kind of like, what I love about Malcolm, one, he's my son. So that's what I love about him.
That's good. It's good you love him, and as good as your son.
No, but also he's so independent. Like I listened to him on the Miku, on the baby monitor, and he's just babbling to himself. Like as he's trying to fall asleep, he's just talking like, blah, 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 blah. He kind of sounds like Jiminy Glick. Like he's like, or
Adam Sandler.
Yeah, a little bit like Adam Sandler. Yeah, there's a lot of low register, like, yeah.
He's doing characters.
He's doing character work. And also, I think he enjoys the reverberation of his voice in this. When he was sleeping in this pack and play the other night, and I was like, you really just
pack and play.
You love the sound that it's making in your little crib there. So we love to come in, and he's just, I don't know, he's so independent. He's just chatting with his like stuffed elephant in the crib with him.
Well, that moment where they wake up and they're sleeping.
So right now when we're traveling,
and he sees
we have a pack and play, so we unzip the top of it, this cover, and he's sitting there and goes, like flashes, and then the biggest
face goes, boom.
And that
it's
pack and play is like a duffel bag you carry him in or something.
Well, it does kind of fold up into what looks like those bags they carry machine guns in.
Yeah.
It's a long black bag that becomes a crib.
Because at the beginning, it's just a shoebox you have to carry them in. And then as they get older, I don't know how it works.
Yeah, when a baby's born, they tell you to put it in a shoebox with shredded newspaper.
And you got to keep them stimulated. There's a lot of focus on kids. It even started when I was...
Oh, more now. My God, you must be getting it from all sides.
And keep them mentally stimulated. You'll make a genius. You feed them this way. It's like so much.
Goddamn. Everyone's got an opinion.
Yeah, he likes songs that the Wrecking Crew worked on, the famous studio musicians.
Yeah.
He kind of likes there's something about that. Yeah, the Righteous Brothers and those Phil Spector Wall of Sound. I think there's something sonically to a baby. You know, like I've always said, babies love Phil Spector.
Well, the baby, when he's 3, if he picks up a rock, people will go, he's going to be an archaeologist. I mean, everyone's going to want to project. I think he's funny like you. You know, I've seen it. Anyway.
There's nothing like Instagram when they say on Instagram, there's always someone in trouble for doing something wrong with their kids, and then everyone writes in a million comments. You should not do that. It's like, why do you give a fuck about my kid? Like, are you going to come babysit?
I've always wanted to put as a caption, if anyone has any parenting thoughts, please leave them in the comments.
Yeah, please.
I'm about to give my 6-month-old a bunch of pork sausage and dairy. If anyone has any thoughts.
What's a good toaster I should put in the tub with him? Yeah. But John, I would say we have to let you go. But first of all, great chatting. I saw you at Largo. I saw Olivia the other night. It was a lot of fun to see you.
You were hilarious. It was great to see you. You were, David, we were talking for a while that just you backstage talking about trying to sell your house was the funniest 5 minutes.
Thank you.
I've heard in so long.
You know, it's funny. My special just came out. You guys were talking about specials, and I don't
David came out on thedirt.com, right? On the real estate website.
That's where my special came out, which was so stupid.
It was released on dirt.com.
But everyone knows about your house now.
What's everyone the name of the special, David? Let's do some housekeeping.
Oh, it's called Nothing Personal.
Nothing Personal.
I wanted to say to John that, and Dana, you might feel this, when you get to bigger, I don't tour as much. I actually, this first time I was sort of doing some theaters, and they're not as big as yours, but even if it's 2,000-3,000 seats, I sometimes feel like I'm not enough. It's almost like more pressure to go. I can picture a band here like wailing away to fill this big energy, so much more energy than a club, and people are paying more, and it's a big deal. There's a line outside, and you go, I'm just here talking a little bit. It feels like it's not enough for them, and I had a weird thing about that where I go, I want to be extra good or do a little something more razzle dazzle. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I really like, I remember hearing an interview with Chris Rock when Bring the Pain came out about why he paces so much. It's like, I got to fill the stage. And I've never forgotten that. I mean, I like a lot of mic cord and a lot of walking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I never saw, I always think that I'm like, this is just me. This is like a random person talking about very specific topics. What is this?
And everyone just quietly listening. Yeah,
maybe I'll just yell.
I mind they got off stage to talk about having a tough set. Like my first taping, you know, most comics, for you listeners, pick a place and they do 2 shows in one night mostly. Yeah, Adam got to do a little more, but you know, you do that, then you pick the best out of the 2, whatever. And I got off stage. My opener wasn't doing as well as he usually does. And I'm like, oh, please don't be a fucking tough crowd. You know? And then I get on it and they were tough for the first 5. And I'm like, these people are coming to see me. And they're my fans. And this is tough. And I get off and I go, shit, well, the second one will be a little better. And they go, you know, they have N95s on. I go, no, they don't. And no one told me. They had those masks on.
So you went out and didn't know they were all in the N95s?
I didn't even think because we moved it there because it was during COVID. And they go, you do get a crowd. They might have to wear masks, but I think of the blue ones. But I heard they walked in, everyone had to take theirs off, and they were given the worst kind of drywall mask.
What state was this in?
It was Minnesota, and I have to say they were a good crowd. It's just when 50% of it's gone and you can't hear it, because they even look like a good crowd. They're moving, they're bending over, laughing, and I'm like, and I just see the front rows, but I go, oh, what's going on? Because it's so bright when I taped. I couldn't really see what I could use.
You waited 6 weeks to do it when they didn't have to have the mask.
Well, it wasn't to bore the shit out of you. It was in Austin. Oh. And because Netflix, there's some rules you have to, for COVID, blah, blah. And Austin said, no, we won't abide by it. So I had either wait 6 months or the next weekend I was doing Minnesota.
When you guys go out now, they're not wearing masks, or
they're
some
not.
are, right?
Nah, there's still a couple. But
I think it's dealer's choice. I think because I see people with them, but those are, for a while there was show your Vax card, or if you don't have it, you get, if you showed your Vax card, you got a wristband. If you didn't have a wristband, you had to have the mask on. But crowds have been really understanding about it, which is nice.
They're still coming, which is nice. And that's
whenever there's a surge too, whenever there's a surge on tour, it's sort of like, okay, some stuff might get canceled, and like whatever is best for the health and safety of the crowd is the best choice. But I'll sometimes look at the map and my calendar and be like, well, I got luckily like my Florida and Arizona won't be canceled.
Yeah.
You look at a few states where you're like, they're
never going to cancel.
They're never going to cancel. Yeah.
Well, they say some people for a while there during when there's a last surge, they go, just expect about 20 to 30% don't show. They buy the tickets, it's sold out, but they don't come. And you go, oh, because they get scared. So it's sort of a bummer because you want the people, whoever gets ticket, to come. Sometimes it's tricky,
I found that people in Los Angeles have been more careful than anyone else I know. Like I was in New York for a lot of the early pandemic. People were obviously extremely sheltering in place then. However, there still was a bit more of sometimes a bit of a cavalier attitude. Like, look, we're going to go out. We're going to try to do this. LA seemed more lockdown for longer, but then this Netflix is a joke festival came, and like everyone I knew who used to lecture about like spray down your groceries with, like all those people are suddenly like at a huge brunch with Kevin Hart. Everyone went out. Everyone went out.
Funny.
Yeah.
Well, John, thank you. And, I always thought you'd make a good Dana. Wouldn't he make a good talk show host? Great monologue.
If he ever wants to do that, he's got a good
yeah.
gig going. I mean, as Malcolm gets older, you'll be financially so secure, you'll be able to pick your dates and pick how you want to work. I go now. He won't miss you now, but you're going to want to be around when he's 7 and 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Those are those.
My friend Dan Levy and I, a wonderful comedian and a good friend of mine, Dan Levy and I talk often, Dana, about how how you specifically, we were like, that might be the best life ever to name a corporate rate that is so high, but have so many people meet it. And you can edit this out if you're uncomfortable. Sorry.
Oh, no, not at all. No,
when you just kept doing, I was like, man, what an amazing, we talk so greedily about like, man,
well, I
to hear Carvey describe all those corporates.
I truly wanted to get out. Yeah. I wanted to get out of them. They kept saying yes. I kept going up and up and up and hoping I'd get out of them. But it was very...
I know, it's the greatest problem I've ever heard anyone having, and we're so envious of it.
Well, it's a nice adaptive way when the kids are in
You were off SNL, you were living in Northern California, Marin, and you were naming the highest rates possible.
Yes. It was very, very good. I was hiding in plain sight, making more money than maybe almost anyone but like big movie stars, but no one knew. So they just figured I was broke. So that was good. But it's a pretty good schedule for a dad, because you could take 2 months at Christmas, take summers off, and just adapt your schedule to when you want to be with them. So anyway,
it is great. Are you guys on the? Are you guys going out? Are you guys on the road now too?
David is.
I'm on the road.
I'm doing a scripted podcast, finishing up, which is hard. It's like making the White Album. It really has taken a year to do it with my two sons.
Oh, right. I've heard on this podcast.
Yeah, so I'm working on that, but I'm kind of itching to do stand-up again. I don't know what I would say or what I would do, though, at this age, because it's like you don't want to be boring. That's the worst sin of a stand-up, I think.
It's hard.
Boring.
You don't want to be canceled, but you don't want to be boring.
You don't want to be canceled. You want to be honest. You want to be real. You want to be funny. But for me, doing small clubs with my sons, I figured out, for me personally, being a sketch player at heart, I was so much better in small rooms. I mean, because I'm doing these little intricate little characters and stuff. So I love small rooms, but big rooms play different. If they have screens, it's very nice. I'm sure Madison Square Garden, you're going to have big screens.
There's sort of these like portrait length screens. They really do. When this tour started, I was like, okay, this is going to be cool, but is this going to just be like yelling in a hockey arena and everyone's like, what? But
you got to see the faces and stuff.
Yeah, the production, and my tour manager Beth, it's been made into a really good show, I think.
Yeah,
he's like, I have Kid Rock's trucker guy that runs the 18-wheeler with all my stuff.
My favorite thing about touring arenas is like talking to bus drivers.
Who they just had here.
Yeah, who were you just with? Like, well, Robert Plant, Steve Harvey, then you. And I'm like, I love it. I love that.
Have you ever gotten right before you went on dinged like that from some well-meaning crew guy? Last week, Sinbad came in here. I got to tell you, he took every local reference. He destroyed. Now Dana Flurfo. I mean, do you ever get dinged like that where it's like Chris Rock levitated this arena last week?
I don't think he was trying to ding me, but I still remember.
No, not unintentional.
But Brian Dorfman, a booker, a promoter, excuse me, Brian, I apologize. You're a producer and a promoter and whatever other things you do. But I was backstage at Nashville Zanies, and we're standing there, and I'm really about to walk out, and he just goes, I remember promoting Pauly Shore, and when the door opened and the shadow of his profile hit the stage, I've never heard a crowd go crazier for. It's like as I'm about to walk out. I've never heard a crowd go crazier for someone, and it was the greatest stand-up show I'd ever seen.
I know they go on and on.
It was.
No one has ever done anything like this. But you'll do fine. And
then he pauses to go, "Hey, got any new stuff?"
I remember someone else at Zany's Nashville. I was like, at that same weekend. I was like, who are your favorite comics? And this woman, Ruth Ann, who was managing the club. I go, who are your favorite comics? And like a lot of people, this was like 2004, 2000, people would go like, oh, Attell Hedberg. People just list the same names.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And she goes, okay.
Oh, here we go.
And I was like, uh-huh. Uh-oh. And I can't remember exactly the three, but the first was Tony Rock. She goes, Tony Rock. I go, okay. She goes, funnier than Chris. I go, okay.
Okay.
Uh-huh. She goes, funnier than Chris. Chick McGee, I think maybe. It was but the last one was Killer Bees, who's a...
Killer Bees, wow.
Killer Bees is an American comedian not known to everyone, but she goes, Killer Bees is the best comic I've ever seen.
Funnier than Chris.
You need new material. You need new material when someone says to you, no matter how many times I hear your stuff, I still laugh. You need a new actor.
Yeah. The sound guys, the lighting technicians, everyone I'm on this tour with is amazing, and they are very sweet about it. But they're like, as we're setting up, we just recite your jokes, and I was like, man, that's such a compliment, but it makes me feel like. So you're saying I don't have enough new stuff?
Yeah. All right, John, get out of here.
I like that. Nice I like that you guys are acting like I have somewhere to be, but I don't.
I know.
I keep making the interview longer.
I know, but it is fun because people like to hear from you.
Oh, one little SNL memory I have of just how big and inescapable the show felt was I was hired August 7th, 2008. And then we have the commercial writing weeks. We start pre-production for the show, not pre-production. We start, everyone's kind of back and we're going to shoot commercial parodies. Then we have the first show week, and the first show that I was ever a part of, Michael Phelps hosted, and it was the first time Tina Fey did Sarah Palin. So
All right.
Whoa,
that
was
fall,
huge.
SNL is like back kind of like to being when you guys were on. Like it felt
Big
like
show,
felt like the 92 election again. It was
Huge.
like huge. And it was on every magazine cover, and Seth and Amy are on every magazine cover, and Tina's on every magazine cover. And it was so big. And we did these Thursday primetime update shows. So we did 12, we did 12 shows in 8 weeks. And I just remember I was sitting in a taxi cab going home, and my eye was all infected from being awake so long. And a bus pulls up next to me, and it's a Gap ad with Forte, Sudeikis, Andy,
really?
Seth, and Fred.
Wow.
Yeah, like they did like a winter clothes, like scarves and hats. But I just remember being like, I can't fucking escape this show, and still haven't.
Yeah.
You never, it's
fucked.
a seminal moment in your life being in Rockefeller Center doing that thing with all the characters.
Well, yeah, it's like saying, hey, I used to play for the Yankees. Now I have a sports marketing company. Which would you rather talk about?
Which I hear about.
yeah, that's true. There's nothing experientially or tactically like that show. It's
People
tactile.
always have a question about it, something about it.
That's why we're doing the podcast, and to hang out with people like you.
I love the podcast. I've listened to every episode. I was very flattered to be asked to be on.
damn.
You must
look at
have a
this
lot
guy.
of free time, or that's when you're on the bus or the plane, or
A lot of driving and a lot of driving, a lot of bus. Yeah.
He's used to that we talk over each other, Dana.
John. Smartlist has 3 guys.
Did you
talking
like
over-
doing the live one with Sandler?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It was.
We should have filmed it.
completely
It's fucking great. It was so fun.
Yeah.
different sport, but
Different
it's kind of
sport,
fun.
but I'm whenever there's a live episode of a podcast I love, I'm like, this is like everyone's bringing out the big guns on this.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
That
yeah,
was perfect.
you tend to perform a little more, but yeah, I if I put myself in the shoes of I'm there with Adam Sandler and David Spade, so there's a sense of like, I'd like to just hear what Adam Sandler had for breakfast. They want to know you as a person. The one thing we haven't done with you, we don't have to, because I always like to think of 10-year-old John Mulaney, because I like that. Favorite toy as a kid, or a toy that you remember that you really was important to you or you liked?
Oh, that's a good question.
Cocaine?
Yeah, but little bags of cocaine and rolled up dollar bills.
David had Stretch Armstrong, didn't you, David?
Yeah.
Or something?
And Evil Can You? Stretch Armstrong was a fucking scam.
I liked anything with Ernie. I kind of, with Ernie from Bert and Ernie, I sort of realized later in life that Ernie was like, I thought Ernie was so funny. Ernie is really funny. He doesn't give a fuck, and his roommate's uptight.
Yeah. Which one's gay, Bert or... Oh, I think Bert is.
The rumor was that they were both gay.
Oh, yeah. I guess that's how it would work.
Okay, did you have a bike that was special to you, like in 4th, 5th, 6th grade?
I had a bike, which growing up in Chicago, like it's an easy city to bike around. And that was like, we already had a lot of freedom. Like we were a little feral. I just walked around the city of Chicago as a 9-year-old. Like we really could just go. I remember having a bike and riding it along the lake from my home to like the middle of downtown Chicago. And I was like, this is so much freedom. It's crazy.
It won't be like that with your kid, huh?
No, I mean, that's
Those
it's an interesting thing because Olivia
You want
and I
it to
talk
be
about
good
that.
for
We
your
want
kid,
it to
yeah.
be, but then I'm like, do I have the stomach for just being like, all right, see ya.
Do you have the Instagram followers? Can you handle what they're going to say about that?
Hey, leaving Malcolm alone on Michigan
Yeah.
Avenue.
Yeah. He'll be home by when it gets dark like I did
Yeah.
Is this a good idea? Question mark. Arrow to comments.
And you and Olivia haven't talked
Sound
about.
off below.
Sound off. Let me know.
Do you have ideas of where you would like to settle with the time school years start, or is it just completely wide open? You don't have to mention a town or anything, but do you think it's either Southern California, New York, or out there somewhere?
Yeah, we're very open to different places. You know, I mean, I feel like also me and Olivia and Malcolm have been on the road so much that we kind of, you know, we're in this place of like home is wherever we're together, you know? So.
Yeah. They're just so portable now. And you had told me once that you thought flying too much might age people. So do you take more buses and cars than
I said that?
people? I thought
You're
you said
always
that
saying
to me.
that. Always.
That you thought maybe flying too much was
sounds a little speedy, cokey talk.
Oh,
Did you get some go-go juice?
Flying.
That's why we were jamming. We were jamming on the Mickey Rooney sketch when you said that. So I didn't know you were. No, I'm kidding.
No,
but I thought you said that. But
no, I do think that.
Most?
No, there's something like, you know how you feel when you get off a plane and your feet are all swollen and like your stomach's weird. I was like, this is not. You shouldn't do this constantly. Like bring a you bring like a half empty 20-ounce bottle of soda on a plane and put it in your backpack and then see what the pressure's done to it.
Yeah. It's not normal what it does to your body. I get done with
I'm at that phase of celebrity now where I weigh in on health theories. So I'm going to go out ahead and say that planes.
No one should be flying. John Mulaney, this we got our trender.
This week, drug addict John Mulaney said no one should be flying.
Flying is dangerous, and not because you're going to crash, but your body is going to be.
Neil Brennan said when I first got back to doing stand-up, he said, you should be introduced. Neil Brennan said this. He goes, you should be introduced as, you know him from TMZ. Please welcome drug addict John Mulaney.
Drug addict is funny. Let's end on that one. That's funny.
All right, guys.
All right, John. Hope we run into you at some point.
Miss you, John.
Pleasure. Love you.
See you somewhere. Bye, guys.
Bye, Dana.
See you on campus.
Hey, what's up, flies? What's up, fleas? What's up, people that listen? We want to hear from you and your dumb questions.
Questions, ask us anything. Anything you want.
You can email us at flyonthewall@cadence13.com.
Howard Wright says he loves the podcast and the behind the scenes stuff. That's great. Here's his question, David. With the crazy efforts of bringing a live show on the air each week, did Lauren or the staff ever review the previous week's show to discuss what went right or wrong with the cast or specific performers or skits? Or is once a show performed, everyone moves on to the next?
I would start and say, I think the Monday meeting, we have the new host sitting in front of us, so we don't want to overdo it. But he'll be like, last week, Sharon Stone, I thought, pretty good. I like this. I thought Update was strong. I think this week, let's not let our foot off the gas. We've got Michael Keaton here today. That's pretty accurate, right?
That is accurate, but it's not like, to me, that reminds me of the NBA or something where you're going to watch the whole game with the team and start and stop it, Can I just do my impression of Steph Kerr, the coach of the Warriors, for a second?
Yeah.
I think Steph had a great game tonight. I think he was good on both sides of the floor, moving the ball a lot, and I think Clay was active as well on the offensive boards.
It's almost Bill Clinton, but fuck it, man. I can't get him every time.
Yeah. By the way, I see Steve Kerr like that. I now when I put it with that voice, and I go, it's a classic where you never even think of his voice until you just did it.
It's just a very rough voice and all those sort of sports things.
I think we controlled the boards in the first half. Our offense was a little slow in the second half. I'm Steve Kerr.
Anyway, if there were sadness or recriminations, it would be at the party. And we beat ourselves up. We wouldn't need Lauren to do it. Be like, just laid there. That one sucked. Or I don't know what happened. But we do just move on. I just felt
like David wasn't on his game tonight.
Well, I thought that
stuff
Lauren,
like that.
Yeah, I mean, what Lauren would do, interesting enough, because Lauren was not heavy on compliments, but that like a good coach. But when he did compliment, it was a big thing. But in the Monday meeting, he would take some obscure part of the show and say, I thought Jan's exit was breathtaking.
Yeah.
So, you know how he would do that?
I like the lighting and the receptionist. I think they finally got it right. Well, also, I think they have a pre-meeting for this young man who's asking, Howard Wright. They have a pre-meeting with just the heads of the departments. It's like, in my era, it was Downey, maybe Smigel and Franken. And then I think that's when they would iron out any problems, but I wasn't privy to that, if there was any. But you're right. Dana's right. We don't watch tapes. We're not like football going over and going, what about last week? We just like on to Cleveland. We just say, this week is whoever, and you're locked into it from Sunday on.
It wouldn't be like, I thought David was terrific in the receptionist guy. I thought he scored offensively, defense. He set up people. It's still
Steve Kerr. They should go to Steve Kerr at Update. Steve, how's the show going so far? Cold open was all right.
I think the teams. I think everyone's moving very well on their feet. They're committing to their lines. The cue card reading is a problem we're going to take care of in the third. I'm doing Bill Clinton, but fuck it. I had it the other day. I did it for a fan.
I think Opera Man went a little long, so I think we're going to have to pick up some slack after Update because something's going to have to get cut.
I thought Tim Meadows was terrific in the ladies' man.
I like Dana when you're doing a sketch. I was literally remember in my head walking in the hall in full Gap Girls regalia at about half hour, 1:45 in the morning, and they go, "Gap Girls is cut." Over the loudspeaker on the live show.
Because it goes
So it just
too
means
long.
everything went long and you don't have time. And I just fall to my knees. No! And then I cut my cheeks with my fake nails. Ow!
You were bleeding at the after party. You had a little napkin on. Get David a raise or something.
No, I walk up to Lauren's table at the after party in my full
Dressed
Gap
as a
Girls
Gap
uniform.
girl. Okay.
Yeah, happy now? Wait, Lauren, you never told me to my face. Is it cut?
I remember that. You get drunk at those parties and you go up to Lauren's table and you'd be in the Gap outfit and bleeding and go, you don't know me. You don't know me. You think you know me, but you never knew me.
You blew it.
You blew it. I could be funnier than anyone on this show. Oh,
Fucking Update sucked. Yeah. Okay, there's your answer. Thanks, guys.
There's your answer. Thanks, guys. Goodbye.
That was a good answer. This has been a podcast presentation of Cadence 13. Please listen, then rate, review, and follow all episodes. Available now for free wherever you get your podcast.
No joke, folks. Fly on the Wall has been a presentation of Cadence 13. Executive produced by Dana Carvey and David Spade, Chris Corcoran of Cadence 13, and Charlie Finan of Brillstein Entertainment.
The show's lead producer is Greg Holtzman with production and engineering support from Serena Regan and Chris Basil of Cadence 13. We are on Superfly.
We're on
if anyone's
Superfly.
still listening, is anyone still listening? We should
hope
just
you had
show
a
all that
Superfly.
beginning because that's more interesting. How you're too loud, you're too soft, I can't hear you. What's going on? That stuff's more
Absolutely.
interesting. BTS.
Yes. People
No one wants
love
our
that.
polished show.
And thank you. I shouldn't say this for sticking to the script about the pre-planned technical difficulties. Your acting was terrific. If this
Thank you.
acting is in the Busboy movie,
Oh,
E5
to the moon.
Oh, I smell an Oscar nomination.
Shum. Well, I will say, welcome to Superfly. There's lots to go over. This is a big show, Dana. That's lie one. But no, it is a good show. I will say, I was going through the YouTube comments. Some people, now they know we go through, so they get a little spicy in there.
Oh, they try
Most
to
people,
rile you up.
no, they rile me up when they go like this. They don't like some story, some angle we took, and they go, stay in your lane, boys. I don't give a fuck. What? Stay in your lane on the free show you're getting? They go, just stick to more jokes and I'll keep peeping it. I go, your free show isn't going the way you want. Are you okay? How about we do whatever we want?
I know. And
How
it
about that?
does not sound like, the real Jerry Seinfeld. It does not. I believe that's someone using the name, spelling it with two Y's or something. Jerry
Oh, you think
Sein-
that's Jerry commenting?
I don't think it is, but sometimes I'll see comments and it's Jerry Seinfeld or Tim Dillon or it's, and I go, hey, these are fake outs. Jerry's not.
They're fake.
Stay in your lane. It's not going to happen. Stay in your lane.
No, I will say sometimes if you get crabby on the comments, don't cry too hard because you get tears in your iPhone. You have to put it in rice.
Sorry. You have to put it in rice and then you punch somebody
all.
because you're so frustrated. Then you have to put that in the rice. You need 2 bowls of rice.
God, talk about frustrated, Dana. I'll tell you one quick story that will bore the shit
Okay,
out of
then
you.
I've got 5 bits right after that.
Okay.
Loaded. I'm staying in my lane.
If you can get through this bitless story, I'm just saying, sometimes I go on the Daily Mail, which is also my friend refers to as the Daily Nailed, because they always just bust people doing stuff.
Oh, totally.
It is funny. Daily Mail is, lighthearted garbage. I mean, it's really nothing.
It's a ruthless robot-driven algorithm, and they will do the most kind of. You've got to click on it, and then they ask for your email. They have this little thing that says M on a thing, and then you have to start getting involved with the algorithms. Like,
no. Let me tell you something.
You have to know about women sexually. Okay, you got me. Boom.
Yeah. Listen, you just want to click on some cute little story about Meghan Markle, like tripping on a fire hydrant. You're like, I got some free time. I'll click on that. Sure. But they're all like, this person puts on a leggy display,
right?
Those kind of things. This busty blonde
cheeky display.
Yeah, cheeky display. I think it's from Europe, whatever.
Her pert bottom.
Right. So a bunch of culmination of dumb stories. That's fair. I'm sure they would say it the same way.
I think that's fair. I think you're in your lane so far. You're in your
Stay
lane.
in your lane, Spade. Don't you go after Daily Mail. I'm not. I watch this garbage. And believe me, I take the time to click the X's because there's 500 ads on the side. They pop in your face. They click. They block something. I'm just trying to dodge bullets so I can hear, one crummy story. So anyway, now they say every third story is like, this is Daily Mail Plus. I'm sorry, what's that? You can't read it unless you give us $1.99.
That's what I was talking about.
Yeah.
You put it better. Yeah.
You jumped ahead.
Yeah. God, I jumped all over your bit. So what's the funny part?
There's no real bit. It's just saying like, I don't have an extra $1.99 to give it. I like free garbage. I don't want to pay for it.
Look,
that's really.
Here's the thing. You go on that thing. It's what they call a guilty pleasure. I don't know who thought of that. Why you'd be guilty. Sure. The reason you look at TMZ and these sites is because once in a while, because they don't give a shit, they got a team of lawyers. Daily Mail has 10 million reporters around the world, just regular people. Here's $500, and once in a while they get it right and they jump regular media, and that's why you look. Once in a while, they said 2 weeks ago Trump's going to do tariffs and crash the global economy. So I clicked on it. They predicted it.
Right. I will say that it's like Dumois. There's ones that Dumois did the smart thing where they go, hey, everyone's a personal paparazzi. So rat out everyone you see at all times and there will be nowhere to hide in the world. So that worked because then people do that. But then they run into some legalities. But, overall, it's the same thing. So Daily Mail, I'm here to protest the $1.99. There's so many ads and so many things in there. You're making a killing. You're making it so hard to read and watch already. Mm-hmm. And now every third story about, Prince Harry, yesterday he might have been wearing a bucket hat. Did he buy it or not? Click here. And I'm like, all right. And then it's like, don't try. No. Don't try to get the free story.
I'm not going to click on bucket hat. Would I want to click on it? Am I fascinated by what that guy gets on that ginger cranium? Yes. Am I going to click on it? Let me tell you this. The entire thing is written by AI robots, i.e. algorithms. So they had a meeting. You can do one of the voices. I'll do one of the AI voices. How much should we charge for Daily Mail Plus? 99 cents?
$1.99. They will is not as offensive. People might be able to scrape it together, even though just the idea of it makes me physically ill.
I do. I have what you call a release bucket next to me when I'm watching Daily Mail in case I get one on deck. What did Wayne's World say? What would Wayne say? If you hurl, then I'm going to spew.
If you spew, I'll get my puke bucket.
Yeah. But I'll tell you what, human beings were ready for the wheel. They were ready for fire. Yeah. They were ready for the printing press. They were ready for electricity. they were ready, maybe even for nuclear power. But are they ready for robot-driven AIs brainwashing us into rage and anger? Because if it outrages, it's contagious, and I'm staying in my lane.
Well, I'm glad you're reminding yourself to stay in your lane. But
well, I think that's the name of a podcast, the most boring podcast.
We stay in our lane.
Hi, we're staying in our lane. Hi, what? It was sunny today.
What is our lane? They're like, just do your dopey jokes. I'm like,
well, I know that we seem as if it's entertaining enough that we have a script that we're reading from on the computer. But believe it or not, you know right now as much as we know about what we're going to say next.
We have no idea.
We have no idea. But
You want robots? You want comedy? Hire robots.
I'm going to do
you want boring.
Yeah. Then you want boring.
That's us.
That's us. Stay in our
right.
All right. So I get comments on my, do red necky. So I wrote 2 10 minutes ago. They're not very good, but they're red necky, the redneck comedian. And
he's been gone for a while, red necky.
Yeah, he's still around. And these are not my best jokes, but at least I'm doing them. And
sure.
He's a comedian, and his jokes maybe aren't the best jokes. Okay, here we go. Let's try one. I'm going to see if I can get a smile out of David. Not too much pressure. I'm red necky, the redneck comedian. My mama said, Red, only bleach will get the skid marks out of your underpants. I said, do what you got to do, Mom, because I need my tighty whities before the Sadie Hawkins dance come and get some.
Let's go to the judges, Heather. What do you think? Does she know what Sadie Hawkins is? Oh, she does. Okay.
It just felt funny. It just makes no sense.
It sounds funny. Yeah, I like it.
My daddy said, help me change this tire, Red. I said, why? You've got 4 flats. He said, Red, that power of observation of yours is going to take you far in life. Come and get some.
So he asked the girl to the dance, and then he thinks his underpants will come off? We're going back one.
We're going back. Because, I'll read it slowly like a professor. Okay.
Let's break it down like we're in a class.
My mama said, Red, that's her nickname for her son, only bleach will get the skid marks out of your underpants. That's the setup.
I got that part.
I said, do what you got to do, Mama. It should be Mama. But I need my tighty whities back in time for the Sadie Hawkins dance. Come and get some.
Okay. Tighty whities is a funny term for little underpants.
I said underpants first. Skid
That's
marks,
funny.
And then tighty whities.
Skidder marks is funny. And,
okay, do an assist. I need a better payoff. I need my tighty whities back for Sadie Hawkins is just not doing it.
In case I get in a car crash.
I need my tighty whities back in case I shit my pants.
Yeah, because in a car crash, they say a lot of people shit their pants, so wear clean underpants.
Mama, I do not want to take a dump in my tighty whities if they got skid marks on them. I need fresh tracks.
That might be a little lengthy, but yeah.
I'm getting a smile.
We're getting there. No, I like it. I like the breakdown behind the scenes of Red Necky.
So the daddy says, help me change the tire. I said, why? You've got 4 flats. And the dad, well, damn, Red, it's that power of observation is going to help you go far.
Yeah.
So that's that.
Well, first of all, it's good he's talking to both parents. There's a lot of communication.
Yeah.
And so the dad is teaching him life lessons. And that's good. He notices 4 flats.
Yeah, and I can't beat my classics. Like, what's for dinner, Daddy? I said, Daddy, what's for dinner? He said, shit on a shingle. I said, this day just keeps getting better and better. Come and get some. They should be
That's one of the best ones.
That's one of the greatest jokes
of all time.
The best one was the first one, and it's a little outside the lane, but he said, I'm Red Necky, the redneck comedian. I met my sister. Only because Mama turned me down. Come and get some.
I married my sister. Yeah, I agree. That one is top 10. That's top 5.
All right.
I know. It's exhausting.
I was in Sun Valley. I did a couple, Carson, getting pulled over.
When you said last week you said you were in
Mm-hmm.
Ketchum, and I didn't know if everyone knew that Ketchum was probably a beautiful city in Idaho.
It's in Idaho. It's next to Sun Valley. and I'd seen the name Ketchum, but Sun Valley has, it's like Valhalla. It's all the celebrities and all the
It's
gorgeousness.
beautiful.
And I assumed that Ketchum would be a shithole. But I got to Ketchum, and it's gorgeous. And then I started reading up on the history of Ketchum. And it was about crooks and thieves would rob the bank in Winnemucca, Nevada, go up north into Ketchum in Sun Valley to hide out. And this one sheriff was so persnickety and so persistent, he would get a posse and chase the bad guys up into the town of Ketchum. But in that days, it was just Sun Valley. And he goes, they go, hey, sheriff, I don't think we're going to catch him. Let's go back to Winnemucca. He says, we got to catch him. You kidding? We're going to catch him if it's the last thing we do. In fact, I'm calling this part of Sun Valley Catch him.
Jeez, we're stumbling back into a Red Rednecky joke. You go to Ketchum? You got skid marks in Ketchum? So that's how Ketchum came up.
These bandits would chase and have not had a bathroom break in 400 miles. You can bet they got skid marks.
Yeah, thank you.
This
is a running theme.
All right, I can switch to Carson because Carson killed so hard in Ketchum that I
love it.
And I don't know if I've done this one on our show. Okay. I like the name. I don't think I can top this name. Well, first I'll do a warm-up one. Okay. Sorry, officer. I didn't know I was swerving. I had a triple whiskey sour at Banana Dan's.
Okay, I like Banana Dan's.
Banana Dan's, right? But this is the one that won the day in Ketchum.
Won the day.
Sorry, officer. Sorry, officer. I didn't know I was swerving. I had a double leaky giraffe at the Desperate Sponge.
I'm laughing. Heather's drifting off, but Heather, she can't hear that well. She can't hear that. Oh, you can't hear Dana at all.
She can't hear me at all. Then we got to get her a microphone.
That's tampering your jokes a little bit. She laughs at all your jokes.
But I saw I got a big smile at one of the great comedians.
I laugh at it because what was the sponge one? Desperate
Sponge.
Yeah.
I had a leaky
Those are hard
giraffe.
to come up with. You can do those wrong because there's some Desperate Sponge is funny to me.
I don't think I can top Desperate Sponge. I've got a lot of feedback on it. This is for anybody who wants to leave in the comments. We started out Slippery Monkeys at the Hook and Crook, Two Frozen Soldiers at the Windy Summit. But now we have, a double-decker vodka up with a twist at the Desperate Sponge. Desperate Sponge is like, damn, how do you beat it?
First of all, he's saying it like Carson is 88% of it. And then you just have to have a little funny puncher at the end. Funny name.
Yeah, because it's some way of tapping into 1970s. Carson's pulled over that the drink places and the drinks, they send Carson to AA and he says, I had a desperate sponge and I had a leaky giraffe. Do you have a drinking problem? I think you have a language problem. There's no cocktail really involved.
A lot of those places are closed now. I haven't heard of any of them. I've never been to any of those places.
The Windy Summit is still there.
Yeah, they're shutting down so many things.
But Carson went to AA and he goes, I had a Two Slippery Monkeys NA at the Desperate Sponge.
I have a real question, a little out of my lane, but was Carson a sex addict?
Yes.
Have you heard that? I like that answer.
I know a lot of things. I know someone who dated Johnny Carson for a year when he was 25. When he was 55, she was 25.
He said she had a slippery nipple.
He said, look, I don't know if this is true. I don't know if he gets sued, but he liked poppers, amyl nitrate. Yeah, take some of this and you'll come like a banshee. Oh, now I gotta laugh.
Yeah, you're getting out of your lane.
I'm getting out of my lane. I'm being blue and scatological today.
Yeah.
Let's go to clean stuff.
We can go to the headlines, but what else you got?
I
We might have some other
more
stories.
thing. I checked in with my good friend, the one and only Lorne Michaels. And Lorne, and I want to talk about the good night incident with you in a second.
Oh yeah, that's right.
But with Lorne, as you know, he's become very interested in the Lively Baldini thing, but I just wanted to talk to him about last week's show and who's he got coming up in April. So, Lauren, how are you coming? So he texted back, I think that Lively will probably settle because I think Baldini's got the upper hand. And I texted, yeah, but who's the host coming up? Lively's team thinks that his Baldini's claims will be debunked immediately. Yeah, but I mean, in May, or you have any guesses? It's set to go to trial in March. I think it'll get nastier until it gets less nastier.
Right. But any musical guests we should know about, or any reunions?
It's a classic sexual harassment. I think the evidentiary proof is there if you want to present it in court.
He seems like he's not even answering what you're asking.
Are you going to, I know it seems like he's ignoring my text. Are you going to go to Amagansett this summer? Reynolds also has a countersuit that's going to come in, and Baldini will have to defend on both sides.
Sometimes when he texts me, he put, I'm not believing what RR is saying. I'm like, is that Ryan Reynolds? Obviously.
This is the kind of thing that if you like it, you like it. If you don't, you're like, right now, what percentage of people listening to us are right now ironing a shirt? Probably 18 to 20.
Let's see some hands.
Yeah.
Phones are lighting up.
Okay. I have a couple more. I have one last one. The Japanese guy in an earthquake.
Oh, but you just got served that on a plate last week because there was an earthquake.
But he got his building got retrofitted. He retrofitted his building. Okay. So he's a little cockier on the phone. Retrofit. No problem. So, retrofit. Not a problem.
Okay, here it comes.
Retrofit. Retrofit. You okay for earthquake? Retrofit.
You need both hands.
No, retrofit. And scene. I can't. You know what I have to do, David?
No, the problem is you have to use two hands for that bit.
The thing that you have an arm. The next time you see me on this,
for this,
I'm gonna have an arm because I'm doing too many act outs and I don't have a hand.
It's too much.
I couldn't talk on the phone. I have retrofit, no problem. Retrofit. Withstand earthquake, so.
Or you need someone. You need like Heather to come there and shake the bit, like shake the computer.
Yeah, Heather can be my sidekick, my puppeteer. All right, so the Morgan wall, and we'll put this to bed. It's a big story this week.
Biggest story in history.
We're the final word on it because between the two of us, we've been to about 300 good nights.
Yeah.
Okay. So, first of all, let's break down the good nights. Did you enjoy the good nights? Because he just walked off.
The good nights are the part of the show where you hear the doo-doo.
Yeah.
Like Cheryl, whoever it was, whoever does now.
Very
play a piano. It means we're out of show, but we've got about 45 seconds to get everyone on the stage, say goodnight. You mention the host, you thank any special guests, you thank the music, and then you thank the cast, and then they do the credits and everyone hugs or whatever they do, right?
And depending on the length of the show, the good night could be longer.
Oh yeah, good. People don't know that it expands or contracts.
If they couldn't fit in a sketch, and we've got it. Okay, we're gonna have a fucking 3-minute good night.
Yeah, exactly.
The band keeps playing. So then there's strategies where you
can die on a vine out the good nights because if it's 3 minutes and you don't know it.
Well,
so
there
here's what
happened.
happened.
Now he's just like, see you later. I don't know.
He walks right into the fucking camera.
Half the cast members have COVID, and he just got it. But look, good nights. If it was canceled, would you be sad? I mean, I know Lauren's a genius. You got to have it. The audience loves it.
I don't mind it, yeah.
But, the strategy of like this, if you're new, if you have a nose for the lens, your parents are watching, you want to get up front, but you don't want to look like a greedy whore. So you hang in the back and wait for your moment. What I did when I was there in the fall doing Biden, whoops.
Go ahead.
I would take a cast member, or I took Alec Baldwin, or I took a cast member, and I put my arm around him, bring him up front, and then turn them this way and that way. I did it with, Heidi or Ashley.
Just show them off.
Well, so that they don't have to be hungry for to have their mom and dad.
Lens.
And then I'd ask them,
Yeah.
but my mom and dad loved it.
What you want is the host to immediately turn around and do a beeline towards you and give you a huge hug on camera. That's the ideal situation as a cast member. But the host doesn't know what to do either. They don't know how much time they have. So they're just killing time and vamping. And then they're kind of eyeballing the monitor going, are we still going? So hug, 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 kiss, kiss, kiss. You were great.
More hugs.
I try to stay in the back row. We've talked about this. If I was light in the show, I didn't deserve. A lot of times I wouldn't go to the good nights because I wasn't in the show. So I'm like, I shouldn't be up there. So that was my personal argument with myself. And
I shouldn't really say this, but this guy is an incredibly nice guy, brilliant songwriter and performer. Shabuzi, what's his name? Shabuzi came up, and he's such a big person that he picked me up. And then he got someone pulled him in a chair. He got me on my lap like I was a marionette. And
you're a puppet.
I was a puppet, and he was too far ahead of me.
Dude, Jacuzzi, when I saw him backstage,
he is great.
I thought it was Derrick Henry. He's really the hugest, coolest looking stud. I wanted him to be friends with him so I could walk around
with the gentlest, nicest personality. He doesn't wear his, he looks like an NBA forward or something. Like his size of man is like, I don't know, 6'9", 260.
Yeah.
And then
I don't even know if he knew me because I walked by and he goes, "What's up, pussy?" And I go,
was he the music guest when you did Hunter Biden?
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe he picked both of us up, and we were both sitting on.
Yeah, he put me in his hand like Stuart Little at the good nights.
Stuart Little was huge for me in the 4th grade. Don't hit me with Stuart Little.
Is Stuart Little the mouse or
the little
or
mouse
somebody
would get in a
holding
little
him?
pea pod and go down a river? Jeez, it was so fucking amazing.
He made a pea pod a canoe.
Yeah.
Fucking
Stuart Little could do anything.
It's pretty inventive. And they float. Well, I guess I should
float and they go
I don't
down.
want to troubleshoot the Stuart Little too hard.
You were probably in 4th grade in the yellow book or the red book. You're still trying to figure out how to say C-spot run, probably.
Oh my God, I've never been so insulted.
Were you in the
You're
blue
not
book?
in your lane, dude.
Were you in the blue book?
What's blue book? Does that mean there was a series of books where you got smarter, you got different colors? Is that the thing
I
you're talking
felt
about?
bad because my brothers had dyslexia. So in 3rd grade, they were in the red books. There's the red, the yellow, green, and then blue. And then this secret society with the purple book.
Is that the smart people?
Super
Really
high
smart?
Q. I went in there and they had a huge picture of you as a 4-year-old. I'm like, black and white photo. I was like, what?
Yeah.
Who the fuck is that guy?
No joke. Me and the Vietnamese kid used to walk down to 4th grade reading and math when I was 2nd grade. So I don't want to over talk about that.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say this to try to get some action. This was a panty dropper. We would do our times tables and you get like a sheet, 8 times 7, 56, 9 times 9, 81. You just go through them, but I was good at times tables. So you get them and they go, teacher goes, just do it as fast as you can, whenever, no rush, it's not a contest. It was 100% a contest for me. The only thing I could win. So I would do it and you're just supposed to gently turn it over and wait for the class. I would finish it and go like this. And then I go, beep, ba, ba, ra, da, da. What's everybody doing this weekend? Oh, should I not talk? Is everyone not done? Oh, so I shouldn't talk? Oh, shh. Oh, people are still doing it. Oh, literally every other person is still doing it? Okay. Shh. I've just been, teacher's like, shut the fuck up. I'm like, no, I know. I just didn't know. I thought we were all equal. I didn't know my intelligence level was through the roof like a skyrocket.
God,
so
slam.
I did it. And then I'm like, can we talk yet? It was so embarrassing. The loud turnover was really my signature move.
Okay, 7 times 13. You have 1 second.
7 times 13. No, I don't. No. Dana, listen. Dana.
91.
We don't. 7 times 13 is 91?
Of course.
Well, we don't go over.
Whoops. Sometimes brainiacs come in bunches.
No, our little test we did. I wasn't ready for that, by the way. Sometimes it was only single digit.
Oh.
But don't quiz me now. I was smart in 4th grade. I told you I'm dumb now.
I always hated 12.
I got
knew
one.
12
3 times 3, 9.
was 144, but I always hated 12 times 13 or 12 times 11. That fucked me up.
The nines have a good trick because they always add up to 9. 81 it's 8 and 1.
So
adds up
I
to
was
9.
the smallest kid in my class in third and fourth grade, and my best friend was Clem.
Smallest clit in your puss? What'd you say?
Sorry, it's an X-rated show. Clem
Okay.
Chen was my best friend, and we were both about the same height, and he was a math whiz. And
Wait, who was the other guy?
Clem Chen was his name. My buddy.
Oh, is he Chinese?
I suppose so. I don't look at race. I just look at people.
I don't see color. I don't see names. I don't see numbers. I don't see letters.
Yeah.
But he was Vietnamese. I had a Vietnamese kid named Shin Lawrence. And I just saw Shin. He came to a show. Remember, Heather? Yeah. Came backstage.
I was on a plane once and Clem Chen walked past me.
Clem Chen. Now, this sounds made up. Shin Lawrence is real.
God is my witness. It was Clem Chen. And he was one of my best friends, third, fourth grade. And he was definitely a really smart kid, So, and we were both tiny.
I was fucking microscopic. And when they did the class picture,
yeah,
it starts with the teensiest and goes up. It was me first, then girl. Now we start the guys and the girls mixing in together.
Talk about a Sadie Hawkins dance in junior high, and then
I'm gonna start crying.
Someone, Crimson and Clover was mine. Crimson and Clover. I get adrenalized panic attack, and then I go up to a girl who was probably 2 feet taller than me.
Minimum. Me too.
Kathy Davenport, And then it's like Crimson and so humiliating.
Dude, listen, I can't even stand it. You get on TikTok and they're like, "Where are my short kings? Short king." I don't like short king. There, I said it. You can't add a word king and think it erases the first word. I'm like, yeah. Where's my fat queens? No, you're my plumpy princess. It's a compliment. You're a plumpy princess.
I'm still processing short kings. I mean,
short king summer, Dana. It's coming back. Maybe it's over. Maybe it's pipsqueak winter. Well, I don't know what it is right now.
We're in the springtime right now. I'm not a little early for the summer, but I
don't like it. It's offensive.
Look, an 80-year-old woman who weighs 70 pounds with a revolver can destroy any human man in about 3 seconds. So this whole idea, like being 6'8" and guarding everyone with a sword, that was a big deal. Now it's all about
in the old days.
All about what's between the ears, mofo.
I try to say that to people, they don't buy it. Girls on TikTok, like, I went on a date last night. He said he was 6'4", he's only 6'2", but hey, short king summer. And then he only made $400,000, which is fine. But you know what? Everyone's not a millionaire. He's fucking scratching and scraping. So we went to dinner and I was like, oh, but he picked up the menu. I was like, he picks it up like a girl, but whatever. Anyway, these are like girls reviewing their dates on TikTok.
Well, why does this phrase exist? We haven't planned this. Okay. Funny is money. Tall is there a thing for tall is?
No, tall just rules the world. Tall, you need nothing else. Just be tall. That's it. Girls are like, the hunt is over. Actually, Marcello, our buddy from SNL. We should have actually checked in with our correspondent, Sarah Sherman, to ask about Morgan Wallen. But we're still talking about that. But Marcello had a good bit about that. I saw him at the Comedy Store. Actually did a set. We did a set about a week ago. He was funny.
Was it about being tall or short?
He does think he's not that tall, and he talks about it. He's funny kid. He had good jokes.
Let me just a couple things. Al Pacino, like if you watch Al Pacino,
great ass.
Oh yeah, what are you gonna do? Where are you gonna go? You don't know. What do you say? The people. Oh,
I like the quiet.
Oh yeah. Oh, what you gonna do, man? What you gonna say? Well, I'm doing a little bit of Scarface, but with him. Oh yeah.
Great ass. I'll take a flamethrower.
Remember that line? You got me.
What was that one in Son of a Woman?
I don't know where I heard it.
I'll take a flamethrower to this place.
Flamethrower to his ass.
He took it to the girl's ass. I'll take a flamethrower to your ass. Well, you're mixing it up, sir.
Our greatest movie
Yeah.
star. Look at
Love
Godfather
Al
1 and
Pacino.
2, and on and on and on and on, and in recent things that he's done, biopics and stuff. But they didn't want him. And for The Godfather, it says
right.
he's 5'5". Okay, that means he's probably 5'4". So,
Which is 5'2".
but
Go ahead.
and Marcelo has this, and Marcelo's not. He's fine. He's probably, whatever he is.
With
He's
his
not-
hair, he's 6'1".
Yeah, no, but he's
He's
the
got fluffy hair.
personality of Pacino. You never think about it or talk about it. Same thing with Dustin Hoffman. It's not an issue. You just
Tommy Cruise is 3'11".
if Tom Cruise and I were barefoot and looking at each other,
I don't think he's as tall as you.
no way.
No way.
But
No chance. Dana's taller than you think.
no,
Every time I see you, I think I go, you're taller than I think.
tell you what, posture, man, posture.
No, I also think you slump. Anyway,
Excellent. But my point is, Tom Cruise, who's at this point, let's face it, a freak as far as a filmmaker.
he's getting there. He's going to be a bona fide movie star. One more hit.
He's in the freaky level of our movie stars. So anyway, all I'm saying is whatever.
I will tell you that to wrap it all up in a tidy bow, Morgan Wallen, my humble opinion was
Hot take.
he just had to get out of there. Like we're explaining the good nights. I think he says good night and they show everybody and he waves. Then he hugs Mikey Madison and says, "Hey, great time. Take it easy. I got a boogie." And he split, I think, to go to another road gig and he had a private jet but I think everyone took more offense than it was. If it was a regular, some of those good nights could have cut off by them. I don't think he's trying to be.
No, the only thing he did was,
rude.
but I guess bother people. Or something he Instagrammed
He
or whatever he
posted.
did. Yeah, get me to God's country, and he had a private jet there. So
Where's God's country again?
I don't know. It ain't in Manhattan apparently.
By the way, it was such a story that he has merch now. No joke. That says "Get me to God's country."
I know.
Did you know that, Heather?
Mm-hmm.
We can pull it up if you want, but I think it's in the shape, if I have a keen eye, of the Coors logo. Old Coors.
Right.
Font. Okay.
Yeah.
But let's get to some
hot stories.
fucking stories.
Let's do it. We did it.
We don't know these stories. We're going to try to figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Katy Perry says she's going to put the ass in astronaut in a wild interview ahead of the all. Okay, Dana, I have a good question about this because I read about this. All these females are going to space, right?
Right.
And there's probably 6.
Okay.
Okay, so there's Lauren Sanchez, we know, Katy Perry, Gail King, 3, I think, astronaut. Maybe it's just all actual astronauts. So they're going to space. So I'm reading this story. I've heard about this story for a couple of weeks. The training, the whatever.
Mm-hmm.
How many days do you think they're up there? My guess was 10 days.
Oh no! I mean, this is Blue Origin. This is this toy. This is more like a toy compared to SpaceX. They are up in space for maybe 3 to 4 minutes.
11 minutes. Dana, don't undercut, and you should guess really high. And then I give you the fucking news, and then you go, "Holy shit!"
I know, I blew it. Let's.
Oh
rewind.
my god, 3 to 4 minutes.
Rewind the.
That's
tape.
a space trip. I'm like, you could just go on the World Trade Center and stand. Bad example. You could go to the Statue of Liberty
and stand on the top.
What else is tall? And just say, I'm almost as high as they're going to be. So I thought they went to fucking the moon or something. I'm honestly so stupid. Heather, what did you think? No idea. Well, you're training. You're going to space. It's this big a deal. How about this is an afterthought? You go, oh, you guys, yesterday was fun. We all got to go up in that thing. We kind of buzzed around.
Right.
For 11 minutes and came back.
There's
is that what people are paying $250,000 a pop for?
You go past the thin blue line of our atmosphere and you get into space and then you're weightless for a little bit and you're looking down. That's where William Shatner came off as a Billy Shatner poet. I can't believe I went into space.
Spade is shocked. I will say that listen, it's definitely interesting. I think it's hyped up a little more of a big deal than it might be. It's definitely cool.
I'm sure. I mean, it's blowing people's minds.
But you have to learn how to float and learn how to do this and train underwater. I thought they were doing all that stuff.
William Shatner,
not just, hey, let's take an Uber. Yeah.
So I think people can do it. I just think they're going to have to account for Lauren Sanchez, her, the weightiness of her.
Excuse me. Continue. Go ahead.
I'm not going to say it.
Inching out of your lane, hitting the double lines.
Oh, here we go. Now I'm centered.
Well,
no, I think it's an incredible thing. It's just not SpaceX. They're not going to the space.
That's what I thought they were doing. I thought they were going up the space
go around
stations.
the world in SpaceX.
Okay, how about this, Dana? What's the belt or the name? I will know if you say it. Where
Ryan's
they're saying
belt.
You can't. I've heard of Orion's belt. Is that the one where you can't get through it without burning up? And they're saying that's why
I think
maybe
that's
we
a
didn't go
star
to the moon.
Constellation. If you're looking up at the night sky and you see something that looks like a belt, I'm out of my lane right now.
What's Orion's belt loop then? Is that something else? That's the belt goes through it. I'm kidding, but I'm saying that there's firmament. Oh, I don't know all these words. There's something where they're saying if the people that say we didn't go to the moon say we can't get through something because you burn up, so we can only go up and come down, up and come down. We can't go all the way. Is that something? It'll be in the fucking comments. I'll tell you.
Well, it's probably, besides the takeoff, coming through the atmosphere is a very hazardous time. You have to really
it gets a little hot and humid.
Little
3,000 million degrees.
You don't want to be Colonel Sanders' wet dream. Crispy.
It's not bad.
Not bad.
I like that.
Oh, thanks. I get lucky once in a while.
One more story where I absolutely have no knowledge.
In other news related to this, a Mr. Lex Luthor gave a statement saying
was he the guy in the tank?
It was mine, all mine. Yeah. A Mr. Lex Luthor of Belgradia claimed ownership.
I just ran into Rachel Brosnahan, and she is doing the new Superman movie. I hope it's not up against
Marvelous
Busboys.
Mrs.
Yeah, she plays Lois Lane. She plays Marvelous.
She's great.
Mrs. Lois Lane.
Well, wait a minute. You're not going to go up against Superman because I don't know if the movie's going to be good.
No,
but the trailer was fantastic because he's lying down on the ice and he's really distressed. He's been hurt and he does this whistle. And then you see this
Super
thing
Dog
coming at you, and it's Super Dog from the cartoon. So as a baby boomer, he's got a cape on, and Super Dog is going to drag him to safety. So I was already going to buy a ticket just to see Super Dog.
Oh, we'll see that, but you also get Rachel and
Rachel Maddow.
I heard Super Dog says, Superman goes, Super Dog, he will poop on you. It's like Triumph.
Triumph, the insult, the comic insult dog.
Yeah,
is actually.
Do you think he auditioned for Super Dog and didn't get it because they go, no, you're too dirty.
There is ice here for you to poop on, Superman.
Yeah, that's it.
He is actually the bad guy in the movie.
I will tell you one thing they might skip, and Rachel's great, Superman's great. I like these movies. I think I saw Superman versus.
Well, I like that already.
Whoever, man, and they fight, and I don't like when they fight. And the fight scene is a half hour. The truth is, if you can't kill Superman, you have absolutely no kryptonite on you, none in sight. They just keep punching him. He smashes the building. He slides down, flies back. Why do we need a half-hour fight for two people that can't die? I mean, it's fun, but let's keep it tight.
I've seen it in the Marvel one. It's the Hulk versus Mothra or something. Neither entity can get hurt. All entity can
or
take
feel pain or die.
And recover in a tenth of a second. And it goes on for 45 minutes. They
exactly. Thank you. You get it.
Away like,
not one Band-Aid, not one arm sling, nothing. It's just like
nothing.
And they're never like, I'm still jarred from that fight I had 2 days ago. No,
I'll tell you what, though, I assume the plot of Superman and the sensibility is top secret, but they've been trying to hatch this for decades because the original Superman with Christopher Reeves is a masterpiece. Richard Donner directed it. You had Brando. Since then, Batman went into dark reality, like Christopher Nolan made it seem like he fell down a cave. This is why he's this crazy Batman. Superman is a goody two shoes. So where do you go with that? So I'm curious if they unlock the key to make a great Superman movie in 2025. There, I said it.
I heard that this is probably not true, but Superman does a collab with Bonnie Blue and watches her screw 1,000 guys. Is that true?
And he actually has sex with 2,000 Ned Beatty.
And he tries to beat her because she's the bad guy. He says, I could beat that sex record.
I'll tell you what, they should start on Krypton, start on the main planet like they did. And what's her name? Betty Blue should be
Bonnie
there.
Blue, yeah.
Bonnie Blue should be, and that's why they want to explode the planet because they're so outraged by her activity.
Oh, or the bad guys are super horny and they enlist Bonnie Blue and the other girl to go have sex with everybody to wear them out a little bit. Well, Superman can so Superman can think for a second and figure out what to do.
And Krypton, the people of Krypton who live in a place called and also create kryptonite, but they live on the planet Krypton. They also have sex for sometimes 1 million years at a time.
Oh, whoa. Well,
is that too much?
That's too far because these girls can do it for a day and then they're like in the ER, but it's worth it. They get the clicks. But if there are some bad guys from Horn Dog City or something that come down and listen, I don't have it all mapped out yet in my head, but I'll talk to Rachel.
I'll just say it to the audience. David and I had a casual story meeting at Warner Brothers, and we pitched these ideas. We're saying them clumsily now, but we never got a call back.
We never. I think, you know what I hate? What if this plot is in Superman and we're like, they obviously stole it from us from that meeting?
Well, the one thing in the first Superman, Ned Beatty, who was in Deliverance.
Hilarious.
He played
Gene Hackman too.
And Gene Hackman. He played Gene Hackman as Lex Luthor. He played kind of the dunce comic idiot character. Well, what do you want me to do, Mr. Luthor? I want you to shut up and get out of here. So that if they could bring back that character,
And then Gene Hackman was trying to name, he was going to have an earthquake, and then California would be renamed all these cities named after Lutherville or something.
Yeah, Lutherville, Luther everything. Luther everything. Gene Hackman was great in everything ever done. And I would say Greg Kinnear, not being funny here, could play Perry White extremely well.
Greg Kinnear as Perry White, he's the boss of the Daily Planet.
Now get out of here. Now get me that,
Who is it, J.K. Dobbins?
Or J.K. Rawlings? I don't know. J.K. Simmons.
Yeah.
J.K. Simmons?
J.K. Simmons, yeah.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Well, he's great.
Matt, that might be in Spider-Man.
You got to get yours.
Jesus. We're going to turn off the comments. Great. People are going to just go nuts. Okay, that's next story. Right. We really did a good one with that one.
That was a good one. That was good.
Seriously. Oh, this is, I don't know if this is real. This is underneath the pyramids. We talked about the pyramids last week.
What?
Let's see if this is fake or not.
Universe are we
today, someone has finally made their way down the shafts that were found under
I like the first comment.
Clutch your pearls, girls, because now you're telling me that as of today, Dr. and archaeologist Rami,
how could you get down there?
Because I don't want to be disrespectful to the Egyptian culture, is the first human being to make
right
his way
and
to the bottom of the shafts underneath the pyramid and has reported back what he found in the chamber at the bottom. And it is mind-blowing. Now, like always, take what you will, leave what you won't.
It looks a little fake.
I have purposely not talked about this topic yet because I like to have my
You can jump out.
back.
I just like talking about the pyramids. I like that if the pyramid is just the top of the iceberg. The pyramid's pretty big anyway, Dana. Have you seen them?
Well, let me ask you a question, and Heather can look it up. Do they really know for a fact how that many thousand years ago they made the pyramids? Is that documentable, or they kind of have theories of moving?
You're saying the theory we all have heard our whole lives is that they built them in some crazy way where they rolled the stones or they did something
20 tons
each
stones,
way, yeah.
Thousands of slaves, and
we can't even do it now, and we've got cranes, and like I'm way stronger than like a normal person back then. He said, "What is this you're saying?"
AI says, "Well, we don't have a definitive, complete picture of exactly how the pyramids were built. Archaeologists and historians believe combination of ramps."
Oh, combination of ramps. This is what historians believe. Even AI doesn't know.
But they can't prove it.
No, nobody knows.
Not provable. So I say it's either some supernatural leap by human beings in Egypt or
Egypt.
alien intervention.
I think it's aliens.
I think it's alien intervention because
Yeah.
that's way more fun. Let's get Dr. Greer on here. And
By the way, we're not that crazy when we think the aliens are real. I think people are finally like, I think they are. I mean, look at the 5 million drones that are unexplainable. You go, some are explainable, but something's going on out there.
well,
Yeah, we should get Greer. I saw another guy, Jeremy Corbell. I met him at the airport. He's like,
the UFO guy.
yeah, he's a UFO YouTuber. And
Mhm.
he said, I said, what about Giza? Because I just heard that day. I'm like, so we could always have him on.
What about Giza?
I'm like, fucking Giza, dude.
Well,
'Cause that's like the Super Bowl for these guys. They find out something new. They're like, holy shit.
it's all gonna come out or not. We have theories and then they're provable. Einstein, just when he was like probably 7 years old, but probably his first words, he hasn't spoken yet. Albert, would you like some milk? And his first words he ever said was,
Mhm.
"Black holes are real." That was it.
And
And so
from then on,
and
smart
now
stuff ever
we've
since.
proven that they're real. Einstein had theories of relativity, theories about gravity and space time. Now we can prove them with our telescopes. And
So
our
are those
science.
real? Do they all? Because I like the term theory. I didn't even connect that.
They
They're
were
just
theories,
of
and
relativity.
then that was
Yeah.
proven. The time, space, and it was proven that if you go on a
Yeah.
spaceship, the speed of light going to outer space, come back to Earth, you're the same age. Everyone's 150. So
E equals m
so
squared. M2
we
squared.
can theorize with string theory that there's more than one dimension that we're in right now. I mean, we have
There is a
space
fifth dimension.
a fifth dimension, and they can sing harmony at a rate that no one has ever. Sorry, you never heard that.
I still can't believe frickin' SpaceX is only going as high as the goddamn Empire State Building with Katy Perry. It's really bothering me.
It's kind of I got to admit. I mean, when you're sitting there about to take off, it's just a rocket full of fuel. You also know there's no pilot, there's no way out, and you're going to go straight up.
Oh, I wouldn't do it. Would I pay 250 grand? No. Could you pay me 250 grand? Also, no.
What is your price? Because everyone has a price.
I like when people go, I don't have a price. And they go, $1 million. I go, okay. $1 million to shit my pants on national TV? I don't think so. I would be so scared. I'd be like, let me out. And they'd be like, 5, 4. No, let me out.
3, 2.
Let me out. I'm not joking. Stop it. I'm going to sue you guys.
But like we talked about Carol Leifer, she said even in 2025, if they do 3 female comics, like ladies' night out, they never go.
It's true.
With 4 men, they never go, guys are coming.
Yeah.
But now it's like,
can you believe 6 women could be in a spaceship all together? But the truth is, they don't have to do that much. But also, I think they can handle it.
Ladies with
Whatever
no
it is.
gravity is coming to you soon.
What will they do? Katy Perry, or they both said they're going to bring their glam squad, or they want to bring some makeup up there. I think they're just saying anything to be funny, or like, what are we expected to say? Because we're killing time in a press junket about going 100 feet up in the air.
All right.
What? Yeah, go ahead. Let's hear.
I'm going to pitch this because it's about you and Theo. I'm going to make a couple calls.
Okay.
And I'm going to say it's going to be good for them. It's
Off
good for
the
you.
successful buzz of Busboys of the movie I
No, the
haven't
week
seen
before it's released.
yet.
David Spade and Theo Von go on Blue Origin, which is a great handy little rocket. You go up and you're weightless. Then you open up your shirts and it says Busboys, whatever it is, July 5th.
Oh, I think back in the day when the space shuttle used to launch, that there was maybe it was Sandler for Waterboy. They were trying to get an ad on the side of it. I think. I'm not even joking.
Wow,
I think.
that's interesting.
It would have been great.
Yeah.
Because they had a lot of pull back then, and that was a big deal. Space shuttle. Space shuttles still go up or no? I don't know.
No, they bombed out. And I was on a flight with Buzz Aldrin. This is not a joke. And I talked to him a lot about being on the moon. I said, what was, all that? And he says, it's just science. He had ice in his veins, that guy, but he was a very cool astronaut. But he was upset about the space shuttle. He thought it was way too complicated. All we needed was what he called a big, dumb rocket to get stuff into space. Just a big, dumb rocket. Not this, what they have. But what Elon Musk has done, big, dumb rocket goes up, then comes down, gets caught, and can be reused. That was the revolution, But I'm from the 60s. We were in 2001. There was a Howard Johnson's hotel and restaurant on the moon. We're not even close.
When was that? Oh, in 2001?
That was 1968. And that was
in that movie?
Yeah.
Movie?
Civilians could go to the moon, and there's a moon hotel, moon base, and it's all cool. That I would like to
drag.
do.
I'm not going to the moon.
Yeah,
it's not bumping.
These people.
It's dusty. You have to dust every day because there's just moon dust on everything.
Well, you're not outside much. You're just inside, unless you want to go see the monolith.
I would go for walks. I got to get my steps. I grind. Even if I take one step, that means I'm grinding. I'm trying to get my steps each day.
How many steps?
Rise and grind.
6,000?
Nope. 6,000. I love that joke.
Oh, that's good.
Whatever you say, I say nope, and then I say it.
They have a new one that keeps track of your heart rate throughout the day with the steps and your average heart rate. If it's 120, not good. If it's down in the 70s or something, very good as an average.
They have an app where you can fake the amount of steps you have, and if you're using this to get laid, this is embarrassing. You're like, "What's up, gals? Just checking me apps." Somebody got 9,200 steps today, and they're like, "Oh," and you're like, "It's really only 6,400."
Well, here.
Who needs that app?
Who does that? And by the way,
that app is not selling well.
As Biden would say, and guess what?
By the way.
No, I'm being real here. Bushmen out in Tanzania or wherever, ancient men and women, they walk less than we do. All they do is conserve energy, like lions and stuff. And then when they need it, they really need it.
Pussies,
but we have plenty of steps. All you have to do is get into a seated squat every day for an hour. Take your calls and just squat down and sit there.
That's the best thing you can do.
Best thing you can do. Hip mobility.
I heard squat against a wall, right?
Well, or if you could do it out in the world, you
just squat like a Bushman. Like that's how people sit. I think some Asian people sit like that when they rest. You sit down.
Vietnamese, because you're in the rice paddies, and so you need to make a chair out of your lower body.
But is this good for your body? You say it opens up your spine. It's good for your body.
Would it be good like we're doing it now? Probably not. But if you did it throughout your life, young people understand that mobility is a huge part. There's strength and endurance, but there's also mobility and
you got to be loose,
in the hip joint.
I'm wound so fucking tight. Yeah. All right. On that note.
On that silly note, anyway.
People don't like me preening and looking at my hair. I can't help it. I see this fluff over here.
Well, you guys do a podcast because anyone could do it. And by the way, so when you're doing it in this situation, you're seeing yourself on
staring yourself the whole goddamn time.
Here I am, just for the fans. Here I'm looking at David. Ha ha ha. Here I am checking myself out. Here I am looking up at you.
The thing is, we don't look directly into the camera because I'm looking at Dana. But if I look in the camera, I look up here, which looks more realistic. But
camera.
I can't talk to Dana without looking at him.
Camera, David, me,
Heather, Katy Perry on the moon,
Greg Holtzman, Heather, David.
Rats in my infested mansion, Gail King.
You got me on that one.
She's on the
rocket ship. All
She's
right,
on the glorified airplane.
Thing we're going to do is ask the chat room. They have room for one more woman in American society to go on Blue Origin. Let's nominate that one more woman, Meryl Streep.
And we will tell them next week who won.
I'm nominating Meryl Streep.
I'm nominating the lion that killed the people because he wasn't having it.
I would nominate Lady Gaga because on Liftoff she'd be like, whatever.
Here we go. Yeah. Too high.
Or James Taylor, ain't it good to know you're on a rocket ship? Give him a guitar.
No, they'd be mad because when they're taking off, he goes, I've seen fire. And I was like, hey, whoa. Don't sing that now. That song's about a plane crash.
Oh, please. Oh,
Do you not know that?
No, I thought it was.
Dana, wake
It
up.
was an addiction, fire and rain,
No, just yesterday morning, it was his girlfriend got in a plane crash. Just yesterday morning, they let me know you were gone.
Jeez Louise, that's such a brilliant song. Now I can't
Just
listen to it. I'll be
yesterday
sad.
Oh, you'll ball your head off.
But I do like nominating someone. I want some people to
Suzanne,
get creative.
The plans we had put an end to that.
Mm.
Yeah, whatever. Oh, yeah, if you listen to it now, and everyone will tell me I'm lying in the comments. I probably am. All right. Okay,
All right.
Dana, I got to run. So just wait here for about 20 minutes.
Yeah,
then we
I'll
can
wrap
get
up
off.
the show with Heather and Greg, and you have a nice cheeseburger.
All right. Oh, yeah, I'm going on tour. Where am I going? Oh, Boston.
where are you going?
And
Boston?
New Jersey is my next weekend.
Boston.
Okay, I'll tell you more about it later. Thank you, Dana.
Perfect.
For the people who waited. Bye. This has been a presentation of Odyssey. Superfly is executive produced by Dana Carvey and David Spade, Jenna Weiss-Berman of Odyssey, Heather Santoro, and Greg Holtzman. Hope you liked it. Ooh.
My kids loved the Jackass movies. They loved them
Of course.
so much. They were obsessed by them. And then they tried to do some of the physical stunts. Let's just say I'm very well versed in ER language. My kids had 28 concussions.
Yeah, Knoxville, that coming out, he got offered SNL. We're going to talk about that. But that coming out was so breakthrough. It was so crazy what he was doing. And I loved it so much. I was like so jealous, to see how cool it was.
Well, the other thing he did great, and I can't remember which movie it was, but they put him in prosthetic makeup as this grumpy...
Bad grandpa or something?
Yeah, and he was really skilled at that. And I assume a lot of it was improvised, but that made me envious. I would love to be in prosthetic makeup out on the street, kind of annoying people.
Yeah, and letting them step on your nuts. Like he had his nuts hanging out all the time from his shorts, and then
he had a permanent vice grip installed. It was called a Hooter clamp, and so he had definitive, consistent pain on his testicles all the time, so that when he would get on the set to do Jackass, he wouldn't feel like scared at all. So he also had an electroshock therapy apparatus.
Jesus.
Called a zone vest, and that would give him just small little kind of pin. I'm making it
I was like, God damn.
So, I love this element of I'm so glad I was around for this part of show business. Shoot the rehearsal, look at our hair, be authentic.
Yeah.
It'd be like Frank Sinatra coming out, takes off his toupee, Dean Martin comes out, they do a breathalyzer test on him.
Yeah.
You want to see
I wish. Behind the curtain.
Behind the Curtain. That was the name I wanted for the thing, but you went with the bug. We got to have a fly in there. Why an insect?
Why? I know you hated the part about the fly in the wall because the word fly kind of grosses you out, right?
Well, I haven't met a person who's like, you know what I really like? I like puppies, kittens, and flies.
You know what is really an underrated animal? The fly. Like,
isn't it an insect?
No, Dana.
Don't you watch Planet Earth or channel?
Let's look at a clip from Planet Earth where they say, no, it's a filthy fucking bug that hangs out on turds.
Right, and not necessarily walls.
Right. So, but we,
So we made that up, and
we had we had Razzmatazz.
Get mad at us.
Razzmatazz
Don't write
was
me
good.
a letter.
Remember Razzmatazz was going to be one?
Oh, I like that one. Yeah.
Because it's sort of vague and nothing.
And that's showbiz.
Oh, yeah, that's showbiz.
I thought that was great.
You like that too, didn't you? Well, how did this piece of shit squeak through?
Piece of shit squeak. Yeah, you could do that if you spelled shit differently. So it's like, hey, piece of squeak
Everything
through.
for a while there was like, that could be a title. It's like, I remember one I thought of. It was so fucking stupid. I can't remember, but
well, that's like working on your 8x10. When I came into Hollywood in the 80s, you meet people like, yeah, I've been working on my 8x10 for about 8 months. I go, are you writing anything? No, I've been working on that 8x10. So like just sitting around for days trying to think of a pithy name.
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of like, I did a corporate date once for a car company and they drove me out in a go-kart, or I drove a go-kart on stage and stuff, or you come in a gurney and I go, guys, I got to do an hour of stand up. That buys me like 6 seconds of goodwill that I came in a harness, ladies and gentlemen. And then it's like 10 minutes later. It's like,
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Believe me, I have a special coming out. I'm looking at it and watching the editing on. God damn. Anyway, we should get back to Johnny Knoxville.
what is the tame? Sorry.
What's
to
that?
finish the thought. Just woke up.
What's the name of the special?
What's the name of the special?
Fly on the Stage. I know it's such a good title.
We got our big laugh. That's it.
That's it.
That's
all right, Johnny Knoxville.
That's the funniest thing I've heard this morning. Fly on the Stage.
No, Johnny, I was just telling Dana. That's Dana, and I'm David.
Johnny, welcome to the most casual podcast you'll ever be on.
I've been excited about this. Thanks for having me.
Johnny, this is called every question you've ever been asked, and you're going to get asked again. Not
we
one different one.
intentionally studied Howard Stern, all the other shows, and we want to ask identical things, and I'm going to comment as Howard throughout the interview. You don't have to think this. You could just check out for the next hour.
You guys were great on Stern the other day.
Oh, did you see?
Yeah. I listened to it, Stern, constantly, and I heard your guys' show, and you guys were great.
Did you like that I kept trying to leave? I kept going, all right, Dana, Howard, thanks for coming by. And he's like, what are you doing? I go, well, it's an hour 48. What are we doing? I need some mystery.
David's production company is called One Foot Out the Door.
No
I don't know if that means anything, but he's always kind of wanting to leave. He's a little fragile. And do you have a Zoom? Do you have a light in your face right now, David?
No, I look good.
You do look good. Anyway, yeah, you did Howard Stern. Did you get in there at 5:30 in the morning, kind of thing too?
Yeah. I got up at 5:30. Was there by 6.
I'm so spoiled. I never have an alarm at this point in my life, so it freaked me out. I was up at 3:45. Every second I check the clock.
Whoa. Yeah. When you know you have to wake up, it gets in your head.
Yeah, he would text me. Stern would text me and go, I wouldn't sleep if I were you. You better be fucking funny in the morning. I go, God damn, what is it?
No
Who
pressure.
cares?
I don't remember what I said. Johnny Knoxville, is that your real
let's
name?
Get to it.
Philip John Clapp is my real name.
Mine's fucking Gary Gonorrhea.
Wow.
Mine's Dana Garno, and I switched it to Dana Carvey. Dana Garno was my stage name, and I hated that. Early days of stand-up. Please welcome Dana Garno.
No, that's just everyone said it wrong, right?
Oh, God, yes.
That's a tough one. But Clapp
sucks.
Johnny Knoxville is...
That's a cool name.
That goes off the tongue nicely. Johnny Knoxville. It's very nice.
I was going to be Scotty Scottsdale. I'm from Arizona. Yeah. And then everyone said, nothing will make you cooler. And I said, all right, I give up.
His website is called Perennial Senior. I don't know what that means, but...
Me?
You're always the kid. I don't care how old you're old. But you'll always be the kid. You'll be boyish. You're like Johnny Carson.
Johnny's so excited. He's like, I hope they just never ask me one thing. This is going long enough, and I don't want to answer anything.
No, I can listen to you guys all day. You're so funny.
I have some sort of, like, before we get to SNL, a couple questions.
Yeah.
So, like, Jackass, huge in our family. Love it. Kids, 2 boys. Had a few injuries, not blaming you, but it was BMX, skateboarding, but they love Jackass so much. And I just wondered if for you...
Dana, he thinks he met them. Did he meet them?
I think I met them with you one time, Dana.
You met Dex. Yes, okay. You remember it was you, me, and Patton Oswalt.
Yeah.
At the 50th anniversary of Paramount, and we took a big photo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where were you standing? Like everyone in show business was in these bleachers.
Oh, I was in one of those. They bumped me for the next one.
I don't know who I was standing next to.
Montel Williams?
Yeah.
I got up in the stands and it's just Meryl Streep, George Clooney, it's everybody. And then I'm next to Billy Bob Thornton, and Billy's so eccentric. He goes, you're the one I really wanted to meet. I'm so glad you're next to me. I go, really? Not Jerry Lewis? So
right.
He's the coolest.
Yeah, that was a real thing. Kirk Douglas was there.
The Attack of the Super
John
Chins
Landis was there, and he was really funny and just talking so much shit. Very rebellious and funny.
But it was like
he's
we were in
probably-
Boss, because when I would look at old photos, black and white photos of movie TV stars from the 1940s or 50s, I knew they were all dead. There's a certain darkness to it. So I said that to Billy Bob Thornton. We're just going to be down in a hallway and we'll be long gone. He goes, yeah, I know. We were really into the darkness of that photo.
Right.
Hey, I have a peppier story. Johnny, I did this same fucking picture, I think. And it was for Paramount's like 90th, right? So I think they do them every 10 years. So I squeaked in on one, and it had scaffolding. So it was like on the Paramount lot, and they met you in a holding area. And I didn't believe that everyone in the picture was 90 stars, right? It's kind of what you guys did.
Yeah.
So everyone was a big fucking monster star. I couldn't believe it. And they were all there. So I go in the holding tank, and we go to get a drink, and they go, oh, we can't serve drinks because most of everyone's old and we have scaffolding. And I'm like, fuck, what a buzzkill. So luckily, Spadoodle-Doo has 2 Jack Daniels airplane bottles in his sock for emergencies.
Right.
So this was an emergency. So I get up there, and I'm getting on the scaffolding. It's Jim Carrey, Sharon Stone, Michael Doug, everyone, the same thing as you guys. I think Mickey Rooney, Dana's buddy, was there. So anyway, I get up there, and Harrison Ford is for some reason down the scaffolding from me. But while they're like loading Liz Taylor on a crane or whatever they're doing, I'm sitting there, and then I have my Diet Coke. So I'm going to get my little Jacques Daniels out and have a little nippy nip. So I go like this, I snap the top out of my sock. I go, and Harrison Ford's ears go up like a Labrador. He goes, oh, like a Doberman, and then I go, uh-oh. And he looks over and he walks over and he goes, you got any more of that? And I go,
okay.
Hey, this is going to trend.
This is great. So I go, fucking, first of all, Harrison Ford is the coolest dude in the world. So I immediately am excited to talk to him. He's just like nervous too. He's like, time to kill. He goes, you got any more of those? And that's when my star fucking collided with my alcoholism. And I go, no. It wasn't even a contest.
Oh, no. Han Solo went home empty.
How can you believe it? He had a solo cup.
Billy Bob Thornton got me a beer. Same thing.
Oh, he did?
Well, we had a little cocktail afterwards. Then I was so starstruck by Jane Fonda. She was leaving, and I tried to get a selfie with her, and her whole being collapsed. So if she's listening, I'm really sorry about that. Billy Bob Thornton said, you like another beer? And I'm like, okay. And then I go, Jane Fonda. And my wife's such a fan of hers. And so anyway.
Right.
Well,
Johnny Knoxville. Let's focus on Johnny for a second.
Not Johnny yet. I drank. Yeah, Johnny, we're going to have too much of Johnny in a second. So I go, here's my little drink. And I go, glug, glug, glug. And then I look down the scaffolding when I slowly pull out the second one. And I think I see him lift his fedora up, and he looks at me and he's like shaking his head like, you motherfucker. Because I had another one. And then I go, oh,
okay.
yeah.
Sorry,
and I
David.
love him so much.
I didn't know that was another end to that.
Okay. I know. It just kept going. But anyway, so then I think we worked it out later. But anyway, back to Johnny.
Johnny, my question for this as a father with kids, like I was terrible at watching my kids go down on a skateboard down a giant hill. My wife could look, I couldn't look.
Right.
One of my kids, we named him the heart attack kid because he was there were 23 ER visits. They both had 5 to 6 concussions, multiple fractures. They're fine now. They stopped. And I just wondered, when your kid's running down a hill or looks like they're going to fall, are you just like a normal parent, or are you so acclimated to stunts that you're like, oh, I've seen someone fall downstairs. Steve-O did that. That's no big deal. Or how does that, that's my question.
Yeah, I'm oddly enough a real helicopter parent when it comes to safety. Like,
Okay, me too.
However my sense of humor is and how I deal with them is one thing, but if they're on a swing when they're little or climbing on the monkey bars, I was right under them. And that's just how I am. And I guess I know how, the last thing I want for them is to get hurt, right?
Because you've been hurt and you know.
So like any parent, but I was a little more cautious with them.
Right. I didn't want to be Captain No all the time, so you're sort of like, it's okay, Dad, we're okay. They're in a homemade tree fort above a street, climbing around. So I try not to control them too much. And I had a sense of humor about it. They bought me They bought me a book when they were like 10 with mom, and it was called Worst Case Scenario, like how to survive a bumblebee attack in an airplane, stuff like that. So it became kind of a runner that my imagination gets away from me, and I was very protective in that way, but not to prevent 23 ER visits. Anyway, David?
Yes, Johnny, you gave the right answer. I've got a question and answer thing right here, and that was the right one. You passed the first question. Second of all, when you do this, first of all, I love Jackass growing up, and I wanted to hit you up. You know, I see you out and about sometimes. You're always very cool, and I wanted to hit you up in the early days because Jackass looked so fun. I wanted to go there, and then I realized I'm such a colossal pussy. There was really nothing I could do. I can skateboard a little bit, but I thought there's no stunt. I couldn't do the full circle skateboarding, you know.
David, you don't have to be good at anything. That's the whole idea. You know, we're not going to have you. If you're good at something, you are not doing that stunt.
Oh, I like the thinking. Okay, good. I'm like, I can skateboard. Good. We'll put bees on your dick.
Well, that's it. You can do all that kind of stuff.
What's that?
You can do all that kind of stuff. Requires no skill to have bees on your dick.
No. All you got to do is, a lot of my stunts, all I have to do is stand in one spot or hold on to something. I've really narrowed it down to those two things I do good. But like the people that we bring in, like most of the time, like celebrity guests, they can just be peanut gallery. They can just be funny.
Yeah.
We won't go after. Some people we make a decision not to go after. We'll have that discussion before. It's like, okay, we're not going to go after. But like in this case with Eric Andre and Tyler, the Creator, and Machine Gun Kelly, Jeff knew them. And I was like, Jeff, do they get the full treatment? And he's like, kill them. I'm like, okay, they get the full treatment.
Yeah.
I like that you talk ahead of time because you have to, because sometimes celeb types are a little more frail and fragile, it physically and ego wise. So they wouldn't love it. But if you know them a little bit,
they don't know how to take it. Like I've pranked people in my private life. A friend of mine who was an actor. I don't want to give a name, but I kind of went after him like I went after my guys, and it hurt he was confused by it. And I was a little obsessed with it. Because it was making my other friend laugh. And it ended up hurting his feelings. And he was just confused. I'm like, okay, I can never go after civilians again. I felt like a monster. So there's a very hard line of people I will go after and people I won't.
Yeah, because in the movie, it looks so fun and everyone laughs at the worst pain it is. They just laugh so hard, and they're also like used to it. Like I think in the movie, that guy, is it Aaron? Aaron gets a lot of it in the movie.
He always gets a lot of it. He's like the whipping boy. He's a very important part of the show. He's like the nail with the schlemiel, the schlemiel. He's the schlemiel.
That's what I was thinking. But when you, I think Dana saw it too. He wears a cup, and then they try to test the cup, and they rack him in the nuts. They have Nagano, UFC guy, punch him in the nuts. I thought more that would break his whole cervix or whatever's down there. I don't know, hip bones.
Whatever's down there.
Whatever, I don't know. I'm not some doctor.
Yeah,
but
you're not an MD.
And then they did. The worst was the pogo stick, because it's an inexact science, and I think and then it started bleeding. Now, does he have any central nervous system? I'm like, this guy I go, this is the same guy for 4 in a row. A softball pitcher, a punch, and then the pogo stick was just like, hey, fuck it. He's not getting hurt enough. Let's just
we filmed that on the same day as the softball pitcher. For some reason, Jeff and I would schedule these things on the same day. So he was taking a lot of trauma. And there's a cut of the pogo stick bit that's 7 or 8 minutes long. That is hilarious, because the peanut gallery is just murdering Aaron the whole time, because we've been filming with them all day and we love him, but he has a way of setting everyone off, and the peanut gallery was just murdering him. And it was so fun, but we had to cut it down just for the film.
Sure.
But, Aaron gets gold. Aaron gets gold, but
Yeah, he does. He does. I mean, for the purpose of your movie, he's great. And I thought you would be more like Seinfeld and just sort of be in there and let the craziness around you. But after a little bit, you got in, and I said, "Oh, good, he's getting in," which is tough because we're all getting older. I don't know. You're 80. I have no idea how old you are, but you're
72 this month.
But you must. I'm fragile for absolutely no reason, but you have to be fragile because you just got your ass kicked over and over and over for work, and I think that you still do it is cool. It's hard, but I'm sure people might want it and you have to do it. You feel like that?
Do I have to do it? No. God help me, but nothing is more fun than filming Jackass. And yeah, I did take some shots in this film. And also, I backload my biggest stunts till the end of the film. So I had like 3 big stunts left to go after the bull. But after the bull, just... I broke my wrist, my rib. I got a concussion, a brain hemorrhage. I spent the weekend in the hospital. Took me a couple months, 3 months to come back online, really, in my head. So we had to cancel all the rest of my stunts. So it's like, jeez. I didn't get to take as many shots as I wanted, but maybe that's good. It worked out for the best because I've had a lot of concussions, and my neurologist is like, I think you're done with concussions.
What I was curious about is the David mentioned the word fun. I mean, I don't think I've ever seen people that joyous in the world. Like after the stunt
in the world,
well, the loudest sustained laughter. I think that's the flip side to Jackass. Is the guy does a massive hit and it's just massively hilarious and fun and jumping around and screaming. So it's just joyous,
right? A lot of that comes from sometimes it's really funny, and sometimes we're doing something really dangerous, and a lot of nervous energy comes out, and everyone's laughing. Yeah. But it is everyone, even though we're giving each other hell, and people get have PTSD, and everyone loves it, even though that they don't know what's going on, and I'm just killing them all day long. They love it.
Yeah. Well, it's like such a fun thing with dudes, and that's why it works. Everyone laughing is all fun. I mean, even movies like Grown Ups, when people say if they like those movies, it's like, oh, you guys are buddies and you're all goofing around. And we should have had a half-hour blooper reel at the end because that's the stuff people love,
Yeah, because if you're having fun, the audience is going to have fun. It's just like watching someone on a talk show. If the person's on a talk show having fun, then everyone watching is going to have fun.
That's right.
Yeah, my last question for Jackass, and we'll talk about SNL, was Machine Gun Scarecrow, Machine Gun Kelly. I thought you could have made him like a scarecrow and put him out because he kind of looks like a scarecrow.
He has a definite Ray Bolger vibe to him. Yeah,
you put him out and tie him down to a thing and make all the birds come pick at him. But I guess
if he's tied down, then it's just. Then we can do any number of things to him.
Once he agrees to that, you change it.
Yeah. Okay, we'll tell him it's about birds, but as soon as he's tied down, we can do anything we want to him. But he is a tall, lean man.
Yeah,
he took a good punch.
He's lanky. He's the definition of lanky.
He showed up, and he's got a tattoo of the Jackass skull and crutches on him. So it's like, if you got that, you're getting the full treatment.
Yeah, he got a good smack, and I love when it's never when you think it is, and that's the funniest part. You set him up for a different bit, and then something else happens on the way, which is great.
Yeah. And this is my last question before we go to SNL, and I'm sure you've been asked this, but like my son had showed me a long time ago the one about the guy puts the toy car up his butt, and that was so huge in our house and all over the country. The way it played out, it was played so straight with that doctor and everything. Did you ever get ideas for stunts and then you reject them out of hand, even to yourself? Like, it's like, what is rejected? When are you like, oh, we could do this to this guy and then electroshock him there and then hang him up? Do you ever kind of go, no, that's too much? You don't even pitch it.
Well, I write most of my ideas by myself, and then I'll pitch them to Jeff. But in the room, terrible things get thrown out. You know how
a brainstorm session.
Funny in the room, things that you'll never repeat to anyone.
Just like comedy writing. Yeah.
With murdering air in some way,
that poor guy. Yeah.
Yeah. So, a lot of shit gets thrown out. It's just we know we're not going to do it. But sometimes if it's so far over the line, but it still makes us laugh, we'll try to figure out how to do it. And sometimes you can reel it in just a bit here and there, and it can work.
You start by saying, okay, they're naked. Now what?
Yeah. It's always funnier with their cock out.
Goddamn, I would never show it.
Yeah, first we take a sledgehammer to their balls, and then we do them. They go down the gauntlet, and
then the denouement.
The worst one was probably for me to watch. The cringiest was putting the queen bee. Where did you hide it on his wiener? Like you put it under his dick?
Yeah, I put it under the shaft. I placed it under the shaft.
You.
Yeah.
You
trying
go,
to
I
think
got
where
this.
that is exactly.
And the queen bee's like this. Come save me. And then he lets all the bees out if people haven't seen it. And all the bees come immediately to the guy's dick. And I'm just like, that's the one where I go, I can't even. And he's getting stung and screaming. It was Steve-O, right?
Yeah. Steve-O,
God
he'd been
damn.
doing meditation and he thought he could like overpower,
pain. Yeah.
He told me that
Good
before.
luck.
I'm like, okay, we'll see how that meditation is doing for you.
Jeez. Did he get paid in teeth whitening? Anyway.
He got some big teeth. Well, they're all
He's
fake,
got some toofs.
He has a new set of teeth for every film.
Oh, he does have great teeth. I have an entree question that's very generic to begin our discussion about you and SNL. What was more terrifying, being on the rocket, going into the water, whatever you're most amazing, or being on the bull in the latest film, or coming out as a host? What was your nerve factor when Johnny Knoxville? Or were you cool with it, or was it usually people, you don't do that? Well, anyway, how'd you feel?
Yeah, I would definitely rather ride the rocket or stand in front of a bull. It was nerve-wracking because I have a fear of speaking in public, right? With like the audience, I was like, that really freaked me out. And it's SNL, and it's not something that I do a lot.
It's hard to figure out. You don't really know what you're doing, probably.
No, because I didn't. And I remember we were going over some bit, and I was talking with Fred Armisen, and he was really sweet and helped me a lot.
Is very sweet.
And I'm like, I don't know kind of what to do here. And he goes, you don't have to do anything here. It's like, it's not about you in this one. I was focused on I was like the straight man, and I wasn't realizing it. Right.
Yeah.
And just little things like that.
But that calms you down a little bit. If it's the funny's like happening around you, and it's funnier if you stay straight.
Yeah, stay straight. Like don't. So there was a little of that, trying to get used to that, and the rehearsals helped me a ton. Everyone was very supportive. I know a couple of bits that I did that I wasn't really doing that well in the rehearsals, and Lauren gave me a little pep talk before about the cream will always rise to the top or something. I don't know. But,
oh no, terrifying.
Yeah. It's like, so I'm down
there's
here.
There's cream and there's a top.
I'll be here when I shoot.
Yes. You're going to bring it up.
Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's almost nothing you can say. It's just because coming out for the monologue, Dana and I are stand-ups, and when we go back and host that monologue, even I'm sure Dana would agree, you're like heart's beating like, shit, man, this is so different because it's so loud when you come out. That band is so loud and everyone's going crazy, and you see the jib camera come in and you're like, shit, this is it.
But I will say it's fun to bring it up because it goes back to Don Pardo, but John, your opening monologue descended in the cast doing a prank, and it ended up with Don Pardo kicking you in the balls, right?
No.
Or was that the first sketch?
Seth Meyers was out there next to me, and he was supposed to hit me in the balls at one point.
Okay.
Like in my monologue.
Right.
So when I got to a certain word, that was his signal to hit me in the balls. But like 3 words before that, I hit him in the balls, and I absolutely smoked him, and he wasn't expecting it. And he could barely perform the next scene. It was just a perfect hit.
Wait a minute.
You don't need much power if it's in the right spot.
You go on the show, and because of Jackass, there's going to be a lot of people getting kicked in the balls. Now, so Seth Meyers was not ready for it, or you didn't. He wasn't wearing padding, or how did that happen?
Or anybody I was going to do it, but I thought it would be funnier if
he wasn't
more
prepared.
Spontaneous if I hit him.
Holy shit!
And I was right.
So you improvised
I was right.
So not telling anyone. You go out to host SNL. You're not telling anyone the secret plan. He's supposed to kick you in the balls. You preempt him, and then he's out of it for about the next 10 minutes or the next sketch.
Yeah, he could barely walk to the next sketch.
Oh my God. I've done it. You've ever been looking for your keys, you go where, and you tap your nut wrong and you just drop to the ground and go, call work.
Right. It was.
I'm going to wear a cup. We're going to have dinner someday, but I'm going to wear a steel
you guys
cup.
Are safe. You guys are safe.
We're safe. Okay.
Yeah.
But so Don Pardo, I was doing a deep dive this morning. He did not do a fake kick to you, Don Pardo.
No. That was Seth Meyers getting.
Okay. God, the fucking web got it wrong. They confused Don Pardo because I thought it'd be so great.
Pardo kicked me in the nuts.
Oh, I love Don Pardo kicking you in the
Johnny
nuts.
Knoxville. Yeah, it would have been incredible.
Was it a knee or was it just a hand tap?
It was the back of my hand in full. Like I could feel the outline of his cock and balls on the back of my hand. It was a perfect shot. I don't want to brag, but it was a perfect shot.
So, do you mind to go into more detail? Like, what did you what you felt in the that was kind of he's being a little evasive
to the left as I struck him.
Yeah. Did you hurt your hand at all? Was he semi-erect, just being excited to be out on the show, or
no? But there was probably some swelling afterwards.
Okay,
that's good.
Right, well,
now, Johnny, you're a professional too, because in the movie and the show, sometimes you just have to get someone. And so you know what you're doing. So you had one take. By the way, that never happens on the show, something that is really unexpected like that. And I'm sure it was talked about after you left.
Yeah, that was at the after party. Zeth with ice on his crotch. Hey, thanks a lot, man. Hey, really sorry. It just got away from me. I don't know why I did that. No, it's okay. We're cool. We're cool,
I'm
man.
really good
right?
at half-ass sorries.
Did you remember anybody in that cast that you got along with? I think you said Fred Armisen just now. I'm trying to picture the era of, because cast changed a lot. So that was Fred, you said, was there, and Seth.
Horatio Sands.
Okay.
Rob Riggle.
Oh yeah, I did a scene with Rob Riggle when I went back. So that might have been around the same time. Oh, Amy. Okay, who's doing Update? Do you remember?
No, I have no idea.
Would have been Tina, maybe 2005.
Yeah,
is she still there with Jimmy Fallon?
Would have been nicer to me. They were so supportive. It was a scary experience, but it ended up being like a totally positive experience in my mind. And it's something about like it being live. It's just like getting in the bull ring. It's like, okay, this is what I'm doing today, and you just, the train's going by and you jump on it. Yeah. And then you're off.
It goes by really fast.
That I cognized it, in my mind.
Yeah.
And when you host it, just for our listeners, flies on the wall, once the show starts and you're the host, they take you. Like, they grab you. Like, after a sketch, if you have a quick change or to get ready to go, they kind of, you're on autopilot in that sense. There's nothing else you can do. And how did you handle the cue cards? Were you okay with it? Did you try to fake it, or did you have a technique?
No, they said read off the cue cards, and I
totally agree.
You guys do this more than me, so I'm going to read off the cue cards.
Once you pick an eye line and stay with it, it's less disturbing than going to the person, to the card, back to the person.
Yeah,
especially in a over the shoulder shot. So
I may have made that mistake once or twice, going off the cards and looking at the person, because you kind of want to make a connection with them, but it honestly looks better, like they tell you, just read off the cards.
Yeah,
Phil Hartman had a great technique. Sorry, David. Because you have 3 sets of cards if it's 2 people talking. So Phil would kind of pretend to sort of look away. He'd look behind himself just for a second, casually, to get the line over his shoulder and then come back at you with it. There was a lot of technique when you're a cast member to not get caught.
You could drink it up when they're talking and then come back because they won't be on you. Sometimes I think the host is always in black, but you have to have different colors for the people at home so everyone knows who's talking. And sometimes right before a scene, I'm like, Sandler, are you green or blue? And because I don't know what does my guy say? Because I'm a professional actor.
I think I was red for all 7 years.
Oh,
I think
sometimes you can request, and they go, "Oh, you like to be this," and then there's seniority.
I always knew it was John Lovitz's card because each letter he only had one letter on each card. Because Mr. Magoo was doing the best he could.
Farley had these Johnny's glasses.
Lovitz is like the Aaron McGee of SNL.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Are you jealous? I'm funny. Because I once told John, you're funny naturally. You don't have to try. Really? There's a lot of thought behind it. When did you turn to Mae West, motherfucker? I don't know. Are you happy to see me? Or is it acting? But no, he's the funniest. John.
Yeah,
go ahead, David.
Yeah, I was saying that Farley wears glasses just like yours, Johnny, and he would go on Update and he'd squint so much. We gave him so much shit that we go, just wear glasses. Nobody gives a shit. And then he'd wear glasses and squint for no reason. We're like, are you just used to squinting? Do you know what squinting is or what it's for? But David, I don't know about squinting.
So
when we'll get into some basics. Now, just bear with us, Johnny, because I'm older. You do. Is you doing before you got offered SNL, you were doing some form of Jackass. Was you getting electrocuted in the Nards? Is that what was it? Your first bit? That's the first bit I saw. You're standing against a wall and someone's hitting you with a stun gun or something?
Yeah, I did an article for Big Brother. It started as an article where I was going to test self-defense equipment on myself. Pepper spray, stun gun, taser gun, and I was going to shoot myself in the chest with a 38 while wearing a bulletproof vest. And
Jesus.
Jeff Tremaine, who ended up directing Jackass, said, well, you should also film it too. And we'll put it in the skateboard video.
Smartest thing that's ever happened.
Yeah.
Smartest thing.
Yeah. So that
was your audition tape?
Yeah. No, I guess it ended up being.
There were different factions that came together, and it's a story.
It's a long process, right? Where you do that, and then you do it a little more, and then it catches on, so you do some more, and then that ultimately gets to Lauren's desk or somebody.
We did a couple of skateboard videos, right, where I was doing it was a skateboarding magazine, and I'd known Jeff a while and wanted to write for the magazine, but I didn't skateboard. But I found my way in by doing stuff in the videos and writing about, like participatory journalism type of thing. Mm-hmm. And then Jeff and I talked and we wanted to do a show. And he goes, I went to school with Spike Jones. Let's see if he wants to be a part of it. And Spike came on board, and we had the footage from the skateboard videos, right? And we cut a little 10-minute tape. And we took it out and shopped it around. And MTV and Comedy Central showed a lot of interest. And at that time, it got to SNL, got to Lauren, the tape that we made. And I met him at the Polo Lounge at Beverly Hills Hotel.
Hello.
Which was surreal, right? I was just waiting tables 6 months before. A few months before. And now
so you cleared a table by reflex at the Polo Lounge.
You're like the head of show business now.
Right. The president of show business I'm sitting across from. Mm-hmm. And he's offering me 3 to 5 minutes each week to do what I do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it was surreal. But we were pretty far along. We were getting ready to shoot the pilot. And
shit.
Do I go on an established show? Oh, by the way, I'm so lucky that he offered. Do I go on an established show where I'm probably not going to have a lot of control over what we're doing? Or do I kind of bet on my friends and me and my friends? And I ultimately bet on me and my friends. And it could have been a disastrous move, but I felt like we kind of were on to something. And
it's got to be hard to turn down Lauren. It's got to be tough because it's such a big deal.
It was brutal
because it's so flattering. Yeah,
it's such. You feel like an asshole.
It's probably going to fail. What we're doing is probably going to fail, and I'm going to regret turning down Lauren Michaels. But
would you have been able to do what you do? Or I mean, there's some NBC standards, but was it you and your squad, or was it you?
It was going to be me. And
tough one.
I wasn't going
It's not as fun.
Just be me.
Yeah.
So I don't have Jeff. I don't have Spike.
Spike's great.
Yeah, Spike has been
He's
instrumental to
talented.
all this, right? Just
Yeah.
getting off the ground at the beginning, because Jeff and I are just two dopes. But you get Spike Jones involved, and it's like, oh, these two dopes might know something. We didn't know anything, but we got respect because of Spike. We got an agent because of Spike. We got an attorney because of Spike. Spike has been so, contributed so much to the films and TV show over the years. Just
Sure.
Well, the
He's
aesthetic, and I don't know if you guys talked about this with Spike, but you guys are out at lakes and rural areas. It's never shot too complicated. It's very reality show vibe, wide shots, and it's that added to it, the authenticity vibe of it.
right. Well, we were
Never
trying to
was slick.
decide- Thank you. We were trying to decide in the beginning, like, because we were doing the skateboard videos, which look exactly like Jackass, right?
Mm-hmm.
They were shot exactly like Jackass because that's all we could do. That's how we could shoot like this, because we knew how to do that. Very simply.
Like a cheap look kind
like
of thing.
a punk band that only knows 2 or 3 chords, right? This is what we do.
Mm-hmm.
But Jeff and I were talking, like, what do we have do I host from a desk and then go out to the street to do certain things? And we talked to Spike, and he's like, no. He goes, you're already doing it. It should look like the Big Brother videos. And
God,
we're like,
another great idea.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, because that would have ruined it if somebody went in and slickicized it and made too many angles.
Yeah, but we
and-
didn't know. So it took Spike to go, you're already doing it.
Sure.
Yeah. Well, I checked up your celebrity net worth this morning, so I think you made the right choice. I don't know how accurate it is, but it's very healthy.
Those things are never accurate.
I know. You never know. I'm
Yeah.
taking, but I do think that people come in and do short films. I don't know. It's a little bit awkward. You're outside the cast and you bring your thing in. I don't know. I think that's kind of a tough position. So I think you made the right decision, but tough to
and
turn
Lauren
down.
was
Lauren
smart to bring you in, of course, and get in the mix.
try to get you. Yeah.
Yeah, because that's a good eye too, because to see that and see how interesting that is and how it could be cool, because I was hooked immediately. And you get Spike, who I think has done some Beastie Boys videos and obviously a bunch of cool things, and have a starkness to it, and whatever the vibe was, just that it works, and it worked on all levels. You being out there. I always thought you were a skater. I was always wondering if you were a skater.
Yeah. No. I skated like when I was 13 or 14, broke my ankle. And my dad just took my skateboard and tossed it in the woods because I was going to miss baseball. Right. I always played baseball was my sport growing up.
In the woods.
He tossed it in the woods. My Tony Alva.
Woods are 5 feet away.
Yeah, no, they're literally 5 feet away, because I grew up in Tennessee. We had a pony in my backyard,
Nice. Love Tennessee. Love Nashville. By the way, I did talk to Lauren during that time, and I said, really, Johnny Who, Knoxville, what do you think? It's all the kids love it. It's sort of pranks, it's physical, and I think it'll be really good with like our young demographic. And Johnny seems like a really nice man, and we're gonna like fucking bring him in. And I go, I don't know, he's heating up on MTV. Mike, Dana, trust me, he knows a good deal when he sees it. And then after you took MTV, he was really mad. No, I made that up. Sorry.
We're gonna put honey on John Lovitz's nutsack and just let the bees go to town. Maybe add a skunk. It's up to him.
Yeah, Lovitz is going to sit on a phallic-shaped child.
We're gonna zap his nuts when they walk on the monologue.
Two-year episode in 2005, and it's like happens to the best of us as far as what you can do comedically in this universe. In 2005, you had You Might Be a Gay Redneck If was one of your sketches.
Oh, the Jeff Foxworthy thing.
Yeah.
Right?
Could we do that now, or explain that, what that was? You might be a gay redneck if.
You might be.
That was one of the sketches that I had trouble with in rehearsrsals.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I was doing fine, but apparently my rhythm was off, was not good. And it took me, did I do that sketch? Did that even make the show?
As far as what I read, it did, but maybe it was only in dress. Were they asking you to do kind of a Jeff Foxworthy twang? Is that what the character they wanted?
No problem. It's just, I couldn't get the rhythm down. And it sounds moronic to say that, but it's, comedy's, stand-up's timing, and my timing, I just couldn't grasp that.
Sometimes
it's embarrassing to admit, but.
Well, it was your first time. It took me 80 shows to get my rhythm down on that fucker, so.
Yeah.
Go ahead, David.
And when I did a Jeff Foxworthy once, and it was a combination of, you have the redneck, and then he's got the way that he does it, and I think they're trying to emulate that. And so I was doing the same thing, where like, do you go up at the end? Do you go down at the end? I was, you might be the Ebola virus, and it was like, if people see you and run, there's a good chance you might be the Ebola virus. If people look under a microscope and see that the zygote, and I gave a long description, right, you might be, there's a good, so that was the same thing. It's like there's a couple different components to it, not just a voice. Like you're Southern, but your Southern might be a little different than his Southern, and then how his rhythm is, how he does it to match, and those things they look for. And then I've had impressions taken away from me during the week.
Sorry.
That's rough. And they give it to Dana.
I didn't mean to. You licked Horatio Sands' face in Versace Mother.
I don't remember that. I couldn't.
What's Versace Mother?
Since then.
This is Johnny's hosting gig from 35 years ago, and I'm asking him to tell me right now.
No, I remember Dukes of Hazzard. I remember. I ran out to see that one. Dukes of Hazzard, I remember. He was in that movie.
Yes. Well, you've had a pretty big film career, too. Yeah. There's been a lot of movies besides Jackass.
Yeah, I'm lucky to have feet in both areas, but...
And the Special Olympics one was edgy. Could we do that now? But it was very funny.
I read The Ringer. I remember reading
Special Olympics was on board. Like that movie wouldn't have got made if Tim Shriver was not on board with it. And
good.
Yeah, so I'm proud of that film. I stand by it.
One of my son's favorites. He brought it up today.
You know what? Yeah. I think, Johnny, I read that movie. I think what happened maybe, and you would know more, but maybe just on the surface, no one saw it or bothered to see any messages or anything nice about it. They just said, oh, you can't do that.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. Because if you watch it, it was sweet. And I mean, of course, we went for it as far as comedy goes, but you had to kind of samurai get the message out there. So, I mean, I made so many great friends on that film. Eddie Barbanel, who was in John Taylor, they both appeared in Jackass 3. Two of the guys. Eddie Barbanel is like a Borscht Belt comic. He is so funny.
When you do Jackass 3, do you audition these new people? What is that process like?
We reached out to people we knew mostly, and the people, and we brought them in too. Jeff and I talked to them, brought each cast member in to talk to them, because at the end of the day, we have to get along with you. We liked it. We have to like having you around. Yeah. That's the biggest hurdle to get over. And then we did a 2-day test in December 2019. Spike Jonze, to his credit, like, we're older now. How's this going to look? Is this going to look sweaty? We not only need to test the new people, but we need to test the old guys to see how it looks. And so we did. Yeah. And that's how we tested the new cast. We just shot it like a film for 2 days. We did about 3 or 4 bits a day, and a lot made the film. So that's
a hard part of it. Is a hard part of it, like, because you don't want people to submit. You don't want people getting hurt. You don't want any legal problems. And I'm sure people say they'd be good. They'll do anything for you. Like, they just want to be in it. They'll do anything, and you got to be careful of that.
With those people, because it could look a little dark. I mean, someone like, we'll do anything. Suddenly there's something to fight against, right?
Yeah.
It's not as enjoyable to watch as a viewer. Like, if you watch the Bee Thing with Steve-O and he's not howling and screaming and terrified, it's not as funny. If he's just standing there like it's a big deal, there goes the comedy. So
that's
we have
the
to
human
hire
part.
people who are very honest about their emotions.
Yeah, and if you find something they don't like, then do that. And also the heavyset guy that went down the ramp and flew and kept wiping out. He was tougher than I thought. He could do a lot of stuff.
Yeah, he's very athletic, Zach. Zach Holmes. He's done some really gnarly stuff. And he's one of those guys that would have done anything Jeff and I asked. And that's a lot of responsibility to have over someone. And Jeff even took him aside one day. We were shooting somewhere, and there was like a 60-foot platform up there. It was unrelated to us. It was a big wooden platform, 60 feet off the ground. And Jeff's like, hey, Zach, I think for this next bit, we want you to jump off that platform. And, we'll put some...
into a cup of piss.
Yeah. We'll put some mattresses down.
I could work there.
For you.
Yeah.
And he got so upset. He got so sad and scared because he's like, I'm going to do it. And I was at first I was going along with Jeff trying to be, we need you to do that. But I saw that he was really going to do it. And I just walked away because I couldn't do that to him any longer, but he was definitely going to do it. And then finally we let him off the hook. Like, we're not going to ask you to fucking jump off something 60 foot high onto a mattress.
Well, I just dove into cactuses. Yeah, he does. He does some of that stuff where you think it's too much. Flying into the cactus, I thought could get in your eye. You just never know. I mean, when the guy went down the slide and you covered his arms, you know what I mean, in the oil slide, and then he
right. Yeah. Oh, Eric.
You're and you could snap your head. I mean, my God, I go, you just get lucky. Like, everything's okay.
Yeah, I was in the hospital while they filmed that.
You were
really
right before
after the bull.
Yeah, and we had another bull bit to do that day. I was going to do 2 bull bits, but after they took me away in the ambulance, none of the guys, they're like, "Fuck you, we're not doing anything with the bull."
It feels kind of like there's a rhythm to it. It's almost like sex. It's like there's anxiety and dread, then there's fear and pain, and then there's resolution and laughter and relief. Each set has the emotionality of these 3 quadrants. Are you and Spike aware of that when you're editing it? Like, this is how much anxiety and dread. Now we've set it up, and now we're going to show, you know what I mean? Because it really, really works on an emotional and funny level.
Pacing has a lot to do with Jackass, because you don't want to put too many like gross bits in a row or too many big stunts in a row. You got to have, if you see something gnarly, or you got to have a little palate cleanser after that.
Yeah.
And then we space everything out, and we have to space the cast out. You don't want too much of this or that.
Yeah.
So pacing is something Jeff and I and Spike really focus on in the edit.
Like, there's a little bit with just a little bit of dialogue more than a stunt. It's like might end in something small, but it is a little palate cleanser. I like that. I like that. Also, the guitar, the crunch of whatever is another genius. Just one more thing that makes it work.
Yeah. Thank you. That song, though, if you listen to it, it's so different once the lyrics kick in. It's just a beautiful, like, wistful song once the lyrics kick in. But it sounds just like some hillbilly hoedown at the beginning.
Yeah,
it's something different.
The parts you use are high qual.
Johnny, there's sorry, I was just...
No, I had a question for Dana.
David, I'm just interested a little bit in just you being from Tennessee, and you have some manner about you that's very sort of country, and it's very polite and sincere. And I just wonder, just something about the culture of Tennessee. I'm the only Tennessee person I do is Al Gore. And when I do him, he's a very earnest and sincere man. We're going to do better because we have to with climate change. And so you have kind of this country. I'm not saying Dolly Parton, but there's a sincerity and likability about you. Anyway, I'm just observing as I've gotten to know you.
Well, thank you. That's very kind.
Yeah.
Dolly grew up about 20 minutes from where I was. So,
have you ever met her and hung out with her?
This is how I have social anxiety sometimes, right? And so I was at Yamashiro's.
Oh, yeah.
Up on, in Los Angeles.
In LA.
Yeah. It's a restaurant.
Sushi.
Yeah, it's a sushi place. And Dolly Parton walks out of the bathroom. And it was like 10 years ago. And I just froze. And I'm like, I didn't want, as much as I wanted to meet her, I didn't want to bother her, because I'm sure people grab her. She walks out of the bathroom all the time. And I just couldn't do it. So I froze up and I've regretted it ever since. Right. But I get real social anxiety sometimes. And so that was my deli.
I do that too. People do that. I think that's a polite way to go. You sometimes kick yourself, but it is probably the most polite way to go.
Is to let them be.
Yeah, because you have it both ways.
Huh?
But if you saw her and she came up to you, it'd be fun. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I would drop. I would just
yeah.
I don't think any of us normal people, until you're Brando or something, how do you attach yourself to your own celebrity? I had a masseuse once in Malibu in the 90s, and she was massaging Bob Dylan, and she said Bob Dylan said to her that I've never caught up with my fame. He's just Robert Zimmerman, and you're Johnny Knoxville. And so, but to me, you're just really famous. And of course you go talk to Dolly, but I get that. I don't ever think I'm a famous person. I have no connection to it at all. And my wife reminds me if I do. Yeah.
Bob Dylan and his Zingers. I was born very far from my home, and I was just trying to get back home again at the beginning of No Direction Home.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he doesn't quite do that, but I love his later stuff. I love when he does do banter with the audience, some of these bootleg concert films, and he does just the worst jokes. Hey, did you hear about the man who had 5 penises? His pants fit him like a glove. It's just terrible.
Anyway, here's like a Rolling Stone.
Here's blowing in the wind.
By the way, that's notorious. I saw Adele. She was actually funny. I saw Lionel Richie. They both were doing jokes between like almost every song, but they were working. And I was like, God damn, they have a better act than I do. And they have their singing.
Yeah,
so
Dolly does jokes, and they're amazing. She has such great timing.
Yeah, she's a charmer. She hosted SNL too, and this was probably 89 or something. She says, yeah, there's like a little boy lives about 10 miles away from me, and I think someday he's going to host SNL. I said, what's his name? It's Johnny Knoxville. And I go, you don't sound like Dolly Parton.
Yes.
Did you say that?
No, I made it up. Sorry.
God, we ruined him.
I was like, I can't. Dolly knows who I am.
She for sure knows who you are.
Who doesn't know who you are, Johnny? I mean, but my wife, when someone asked for my autograph, and my wife, who I've been with since 1950, she goes, oh, you're famous now. It was so epiphanal, like, yeah, you mean all famous people are just people? They're just somebody who got famous. He goes, oh, You're famous. Wow, you're famous. That's unbelievable. I go, thank you, dear. No, she's listening.
You're like, I'm just a guy from Montana.
I'm just kidding, sweetheart.
Everyone is just someone from somewhere because they go, oh, I'm just from Arizona. I'm from Tennessee. But it's very rare that people are just born in Beverly Hills famous. They're always coming here. Everyone's from somewhere, so they never quite believe it's happening. All right, we should let Johnny go. I think he's been a good sport.
Johnny,
really
are
good.
you on a press junket? You got 5 hours lined up?
No, he's probably done. He's almost done.
Are you gonna have lunch?
Yeah, I do NPR next.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. Oh, they're exciting. Yeah.
It's good.
Get ready for bees and balls questions.
Johnny Knoxville will be joining us next on
Johnny. Tell us again why you wear glasses.
Why
get
do
ready
you
for the
wear
hard-hitting
red flannels, Mr. Knoxville? Why the red flannel in the dark glasses?
Can you show the audience your penis?
Can you now proceed to the plastic punishment room where we will spray with things until you pass out? Hi, I'm
fit
NPR.
My ring finger down your pee hole. Let's give it a shot.
Probably could.
That was a real question.
I broke my penis once.
Who
trying
hasn't?
to bike a motorcycle, and I had the catheter for 3.5 years afterwards. It was with the catheter.
Jeez,
like
did you forget to take it out?
Like bigger than a number 2 pencil, and I'd have to jam that down the head of my penis.
Sick.
So it hit my bladder. So you could probably get a AAA battery or your pinky in there. We'll see.
But aren't you happy every day you wake up then and you kind of, maybe get some coffee? Oh, I don't have a pencil up my dick. God damn, what a great day it is.
No, but after you film a Jackass, like for me, it's like I got to the end of the film and I'm like, I'm still walking. And I'm not even trying to make a joke. That's how, because you go into it like not knowing how you're going to come out of it. And it's such a relief that okay, I'm still walking. I'm still, have control of my faculties semi.
I can pee
is
without
this your
pouring it out of my
mic drop?
dick.
Is this your last fight before the Thriller in Manila? Or is this you don't know yet?
Well, I think we could do another one, but if so, I would step back and try to sit next to Jeff behind the camera, because I can't, I've unfortunately seen my last, got in with my last bull. I
think
do that.
if you're out there laughing with everybody, I think it's okay. I think if you're still part of it and you're laughing and you're setting people up, I think as long as you're in the mix.
I would love to volunteer to be suspended by a 300-foot crane. Nothing physical, just suspended by 1 foot and kind of swing me over Times Square or something. I'm just throwing it out there. I'm available, but I want a really tight knot. I want to be really attached.
I'll do a show with you for ABC Family called Jackass Juniors, and we have little kids and we just push them into trains and walls and stuff.
We thought about, that. It was just it's like you think about it, it's like, oh, that's a terrible idea. But it's funny.
We're going to call it Ass Jack. I have a show called Ass Jack where no one gets hurt and they just have lunch. It's in the talk. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I'll pitch it.
All right.
Yeah, it's called Ask Jack's Delight. It doesn't matter now. My agent will contact your people. Anyway, Johnny Knoxville, loved hanging out with you.
You're a great guy. You're always nice, quiet in person, nice dude. Out when I see you, very cool. And thanks for coming on.
It's a pleasure. I really sincerely appreciate you having me on.
Thanks, guys. Next week, we've got John Lovett. Hello.
Fly on the Wall has been a presentation of Cadence 13.
Please listen, then rate, review, and follow all episodes.
Executive produced by Dana Carvey and David Spade, Chris Corcoran of Cadence 13, and Charlie Finan of Brillstein Entertainment. Production and engineering led by Greg Holtzman, Richard Cook, Serena Regan, and Chris Basil of Cadence 13.